right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UFC 23. We are back, and we are back in the Centre Bell Arena here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, with a middleweight main event between Israel, the last stylebender Adesanya, and the Canadian Machiavelli, Jake Carter, number 2 ranked middleweight in the world versus the champion. These two previously faced off back at UFC 4 almost 2 years ago at this point in a 3-round middleweight bout. The middleweight debut of Jake Carter. Jake Carter showed a lot of heart, but as you can see, Israel Adesanya was just slicker. He was just quicker, and he was really just on target with every shot that he threw. Picked his shots, was able to knock Jake Carter down multiple times. Obviously spilled the blood of Jake Carter in the octagon. Jake Carter says that, this time around, he's not going to do it. This time around, that stuff is not going to happen. And we are joined right now by our new owner of the UFC, Mr. Alan Snyder, the CEO. Alan, I mean, this is a big night for you. This is your first official night as the UFC owner. What are you feeling right now?
I never thought that this day would come, but here we are. We have a huge night here, and I'm glad to be able to be here with you as the CEO, because obviously the former owner wasn't making this place very fun, now was he? So now here we are. We got a big event, and it's going to be fantastic.
What's your prediction for our main event, Jake Carter versus Israel Adesanya, numero dos?
Well, Israel Adesanya, we all know that he's dangerous at all angles. He can hit you from the left, he can hit you from the right. He can hit you diagonal, horizontal. He can come at you from anywhere. I think that Jake Carter is going to have to find a way to deal with that unorthodox style that Adesanya has. He's had nearly two years now. I'm sure this has been on his mind since nearly 2 years ago, studying tapes. And I think that Jake Carter is he's gonna pull the win up here, because we're in his hometown. He's got the hometown crowd, and I just think this is gonna be Jake's night.
All right, well, there you hear it from the CEO himself, the boss, who will be joining us sporadically throughout commentary throughout the night. But obviously, we have some other fights going on here tonight. We're opening with our lightweight bout between Anthony Showtime Pettis and El Kakui, Tony Ferguson. Should be a great rematch there from their bout in 2018 on the undercard of Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov back in October of 2018. Tony Ferguson looking for revenge. Anthony Pettis looking for revenge. Tony Ferguson looking to solidify the fact that, well, it wasn't a fluke the first time, and he's just a better fighter than Anthony Showtime Pettis, who I believe broke his hand in that fight, if I recall correctly. Could be wrong on that. Sure, there would be people to correct me on that, but I believe Anthony Pettis might have broken his hand in that first fight. It was a war. Just funny that we're opening with a rematch and we're closing with a rematch. I think this is going to be a fantastic card. And I think we are in store for a fantastic event. And here we go with our rules of the octagon. 3 judges score the bout. Obviously, normal bouts are 3 5-minute rounds. Championship bouts and main events are 5 5-minute rounds. Round winner gets 10 points, and the opponent gets 9 or less. And this is all based on effective striking, grappling aggression, and octagon control. Ladies and gentlemen, we take it off to Bruce Buffer to welcome us to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. And now, it's time to begin our first bout of the evening. 3 rounds in the UFC lightweight division.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our first bout of the evening. As Buffer said, we are starting out in the lightweight division. Tony El Kakui Ferguson will take on Anthony Showtime Pettis in a highly anticipated rematch from the 2018 bout. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Ferguson, this time coming out of the blue corner. although I believe he might be higher ranked than Anthony Pettis. Ultimate Fighter 13 winner. You see a high finish rate, and obviously that unique striking of Tony Ferguson. He can just hit you with anything. I mean, I've seen him done I've seen him done like sweeping leg kicks to trip the opponent up. I mean, I've seen this guy do leg locks. We've just seen Tony Ferguson do incredible stuff here in the octagon. Tony Ferguson, obviously a fan favorite, and will obviously have the support of the majority of the people around the world here because of his personality. But, you know, it's more like a passing the torch here, because when before Tony Ferguson was here doing all this unorthodox stuff, you had Anthony Pettis doing this matrix stuff, kicks off the cage. I mean, all kinds of crazy submissions. Anthony Pettis was that guy before Tony Ferguson showed up on the scene. You see the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, a former UFC lightweight champion, and of course his dangerous kicks, that Showtime kick, was what made him famous. Obviously, this guy, a former UFC lightweight champion, which means he was once the king of this division. He is looking to repeat that success with a win over El Cucuy. And would it be a big win for him here tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, we go to our tail of the tape. Anthony Showtime Pettis, 35 years old. Tony El Cucuy Ferguson, 38. Differences in height and reach, both an advantage for Tony El Cucuy Ferguson. Former challenger for the UFC Interim Lightweight Championship. Evil being on the assignment. Here we go. Round number 1 of a possible 3 rounds. Alan Snyder, how do you feel this fight? I mean, what do you think? How high are the stakes in this fight? Who needs to win this fight? Who can afford to even lose, if anybody?
You're right. None of these two can afford to lose this, because obviously not only do you want the win, but you obviously want to go up higher in the rankings too. But, you know, in my opinion, you know, Anthony has that BJJ black belt, but, you know, Tony likes to wrestle as well. I feel like the BJJ, Anthony should work with that and work Tony on the ground.
All right. Your prediction from our owner here tonight is Anthony Pettis pops that jab out. Nice Superman jab from El Cucuy, but he eats a kick to the face. Landed right on the mouth there. El Cucuy controlling the octagon right now, but Anthony Pettis continues working that jab. Of course, so does Tony Ferguson here. We see Tony Ferguson with a nice leg kick, or calf kick rather. Nice straight left hand from the southpaw on Tony Ferguson. Both of these men going southpaw here. Like, oh, that was a nice hook. Oh, that might have rocked Tony Ferguson a little bit. Nice little hook from Anthony Pettis. Blocks the head kick. Another calf kick that trips Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson obviously has had his ups and downs recently. Just 2 years ago, it looked like Anthony Pettis might be on a hot streak and almost competed for the championship, but he got injured before the bout and was replaced by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who went on to lose the fight against Tyron the Chosen One Woodley. But at one point, that was going to be the big mega fight, Anthony Pettis versus Tyron Woodley. It's a huge what if how that fight would have ended, because at that time, Anthony Pettis was just on the run of his life. I mean, he was just taking out everyone that you put in front of him, and he became something of a prospect again. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be fair to say prospect. It was more like a comeback story that was waiting to happen. And at that point, a lot of people believed that he would be the one to dethrone Tyron Woodley as he takes a trip here. Tony Ferguson, on the other hand, has been on more of a slump recently, but you know, he's not giving up. That's what Tony Ferguson is about. Tony Ferguson, it doesn't matter how many times you knock him down. What matters to him is his ability to get back up and his ability to weather that storm, his ability to, you know, scoff in the face of adversity, as they say around here, and just, you know, shots like this, you know, performances like this. And that's why he's such a fan favorite. That's why people believe in him, because he can always come back. He can always pull away a crazy submission or a crazy elbow that cuts you open, or, you know, maybe you break your hand trying to knock him out. I mean, just the versatility of Tony Ferguson is something that no other fighter on this roster really has and probably will never have again. As you see these two trading shots in the center of the octagon. Nice hook there from Tony Ferguson, the lead hook. Tony Ferguson, of course, multiple-time UFC title challenger. Of course, only entered an actual title match just once in his career for the interim championship against Justin the Highlight Gaethje. Tony Ferguson was taken out in round number 5 of that fight by TKO, a standing TKO there. A pretty bad night for Tony Ferguson, but there was obviously all the times he was scheduled to face the Eagle Khabib Nurmagomedov. Those fights never came to fruition. Tony Ferguson looking to get back to another title opportunity and perhaps win it the next time he meets the champion. Of course, he's got a tough task at him, and Anthony Pettis, who hits a nice hook after an uppercut. A nice calf kick from the kickboxer here. Oh, a nice kick to the body there from Anthony Showtime Pettis. Body shot is blocked. That one's taken on the arms a little bit there. Walking down, Tony Ferguson now, and a nice right hand. Two men staring each other down. Tony Ferguson coming forward. He gets popped with a jab. So far, no wrestling or no grappling attempts from either of these men. Oh my God, big shots from Anthony Pettis, though, stunned Tony Ferguson there. This round comes to a conclusion. We are heading into the second round, penultimate round of this fight. Alan, how are you scoring this so far?
Well, this has been a pretty. They're doing the wise thing here. They're keeping the pace kind of slow right now, but they were also, they were trading the hands back and forth. It was a close round to call, really.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, depends on how you score. I mean, you score it based on damage and what are the judges looking at for this round. Very tough to put that together for a judge. They got a tough task ahead of them. But, maybe this doesn't go all 3 rounds. Maybe the judges won't even be necessary as Tony Ferguson pushes Anthony Pettis up against the fence.
Now they're picking up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, they started out this round with a lot more fire. So Tony Ferguson's glove bleeding. Someone's busted open. Might be Anthony Pettis by the looks of it. Of course, in the last fight, there was a lot of blood back in October. Oh, my goodness! Whoa! A huge kick from Tony Ferguson puts Anthony Pettis down. Tony Ferguson now going to try a submission attempt. Going to try to put Anthony Pettis away right here, right now, as he's dazed. Can Tony Ferguson seal the deal here and put himself back in the win column in our opening contest at UFC 23 and the Centre Bell, Montreal, Quebec, Canada? Oh, no. Anthony Pettis gets out of it. I mean, how do you feel about that? He didn't go for, ground and pound. He didn't really try to, swarm Anthony Pettis. He went for a submission. Do you think that was a smart decision? Would you have done that, Alan?
You know what? I probably, with Anthony's background, I probably wouldn't have done that. I probably would have gone with the ground and pound instead.
Yeah, now Anthony Pettis back to his feet here. Oh, nice spinning back fist from Tony Ferguson. Anthony Pettis has that guard up high. Nice leg kick. Ferguson went for an elbow, but Pettis just out of the way. Tony Ferguson, of course, joined by his family in his corner tonight. Decided to bring them out for the fights. Oh, big head kick from Anthony Pettis, though. There's the dangerous kicks that were alluded to earlier. That body kick is blocked as they exchange jabs here. Nice hook from Tony Ferguson. Was able to get an angle off that hook. Some pretty decent boxing here tonight from El Kukui. Nice inside leg kick. But gets caught at the end of that hook. Blocks that shot. Some blood pouring down here. Oh, Pettis gets stunned with that jab. Superman punch. No.
Oh, yeah.
He gets pushed down. I'm not sure if that was a knockdown or simply Tony Ferguson lost his balance. Still, though, it did the job. Oh. That trips him up. Uppercut followed by a... Ooh. That lunging jab. Oh. Shot to the body. Oh, big head kick. Oh, Ferguson's hurt.
No rocking.
Tony Ferguson is hurt. Oh, but he answers right back. Oh my God, that's his resiliency of Tony Ferguson. Guy could be rocked for 2 seconds, but he's still in the line of fire, which he's not trying to take any breathers. What the hell was that, Tony Ferguson? For a spinning elbow in the air. A little bit of ballerina dancing going on here from El Kukui. Oh, swooping hook to the body, but he eats 2 up top. And a nice leg kick. Tony Ferguson working that jab. Are you surprised at the fact that there hasn't been any more much in the way of grappling exchanges here tonight, Alan?
I'm actually very surprised. They both have, the background to be on the ground. It's just, I think it's the rematch. They wanna go in and bang each other's heads. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to top their first performance. That was back in 2018, such a long time ago, on that undercard of Khabib versus McGregor. Tony Ferguson, of course, has a pretty extensive history with those two, and perhaps he'll meet them in the future. Nice little counter hook from Pettis, but man, he gets 2 to the body. Oh, but a nice little push kick to the body, and they both hit each other there. Oh, big uppercut. Oh, he's hurt. Tony Ferguson rocked again. Anthony Pettis putting it together here in round number 2 after suffering a huge knockdown earlier in the round. Anthony Pettis looking to mount a comeback here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a fight. Big shots from both men here. Oh, nice little... Ooh, left hand. Oh, Tony Ferguson trying to catch him at the end of that left hand. Blocks that body shot. Another left hand. El Kukui feeling good about himself tonight. Switches stances. Now in that orthodox position. Oh. It's a little bit of push down there. Ooh. Oh, there's another head kick, and down goes Pettis again. That was definitely a knockdown there. No doubt about it. Pettis right back to his feet, though, but still. My God. Oh, he's hurt to the body. Oh, my goodness. He just got hurt to the body. That body kick hurt Tony Ferguson. Both of these men putting the damage, putting the pain on each other as round number 2 comes to a conclusion. We are heading to the 3rd and final round. Alan, who do you score in round number 2 for?
That was definitely a different round than the first one was. It was high-packed, high damage. You had some takedowns. I mean, obviously that one, I didn't know if that was a trip or if it was a total knockdown. I'm going to have to say that the second round is also very, very hard to say who won that one.
Yeah, Anthony Pettis got knocked down 2 times, but he also hurt Tony Ferguson at least 3 times, I think. There were some big shots there from both of these men. Ooh, nice spinning elbow. Oh my God, Ferguson coming in hard with the elbows right now. There's another spinning back elbow. Oh my God, Anthony Pettis is hurt, and down he goes again. Down goes Anthony Pettis now. Tony Ferguson now gonna maul him, do that stack guard, one of Alan Snyder's favorite moves here. The stack guard and the ground and pound here in round number 3. So much time for Tony Ferguson to inflict more pain, inflict more damage on Anthony Showtime Pettis. But Anthony Pettis with a nice lead hook, and then he pushes him to the body. Anthony Pettis has to maintain his composure here as he eats an uppercut, and down he goes again. 2 knockdowns within 1 minute of this 3rd and final round. Can Anthony Pettis weather the storm and put the pieces of his soul back together so he can continue in this high-stakes, lightweight opening contest? Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Pettis pushes off the hips, gets back to his feet. Nice little oblique kick, but huge overhead, and down goes Pettis. I think that might be it, ladies and gentlemen. That might be it. He's getting smashed. No intelligible defense. That's it. Evil Big steps in. Tony El Kukui Ferguson is back, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly what he said he would do. Complete and utter violence here in the 155 division. Look at that overhand. Wow, the overhand left.
Beauty.
A beauty of a shot from El Kukui. Put Anthony Pettis down after 2 previous knockdowns in just 1 minute of this opening, of this final round. And there, no intelligible defense. Would you say a good stoppage, Alan? Definitely.
That was a very, very good stoppage. You take 1 clean hit to the temple, man, and that's it. That's,
ladies and gentlemen,
getting hit in the temple, that's like one of the most vulnerable spots in your head. You get hit there, you're done, you're out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Ferguson back in the win column. Or back in trying to mount a winning streak here, a large winning streak. Tony Ferguson once again puts a stop to Anthony Pettis' aspirations of regaining the paradise that he lost many years ago. Tony Ferguson makes it 2-0 against Showtime. What a big win for Tony Ferguson. Alan, you're the owner. You're looking at this, and do you think Tony Ferguson, think he needs a few more fights before he gets that big title shot, or do you think he's ready for a shot against Charles Oliveira?
This was a pretty impressive victory. I will give Tony that, but I still think he needs to come up a few more ranks before he gets a shot at the title. I give him, he comes and talks to me. We'll try to set up 1 or 2 fights before the championship fight, and then we'll go from there.
All right, you heard it from the boss himself. Very impressed here tonight by El Kakui and Tony Ferguson, celebrating with his family, his children, celebrating with those who have supported him along the way. We could be looking at the start of a very emphatic comeback story here for Tony El Kakui Ferguson as he works his way through the trenches once again. As you know, Tony Ferguson is a fighter, and he will die a fighter if need be. Congratulations to Tony Ferguson. Ladies and gentlemen, what an opening contest. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the hits just keep on coming, but as you see, we have several blockbuster fights coming up next. Leah Isabella and Ronda Rousey have their rematch March 26th at Rio de Janeiro for the Bantamweight Championship. John Jones versus the man beside me right now, Alan Snyder, for heavyweight supremacy. Yuri Prohaska returns to the cage against Anthony Chandler in a light heavyweight bout. And then Charles Oliveira defends his lightweight championship in his first defense against Nate Diaz, who cashed his ticket after a very tough road throughout 2022. Alan Snyder, what comments do you have for John Jones right now?
All I gotta say right now, we got a little less than 3 months to go before this fight. If I had it my way, I'll have this championship sooner. But I will guarantee you are not walking out with that championship.
All right, Alan Snyder sends a cold warning to the champion, John Jones. Obviously, these other fights on the docket, Yuri Prohaska and Anthony Chandler. Anthony Chandler, a former opponent of yours, had his last fight against you last summer in a 5-round war. The first time you have been to a decision in your UFC career here, and I think only the second or third time you've been to a decision in your entire championship career. So, setting up this fight, what do you think are the odds in Chandler's favor, or are they in Yuri Prohaska's favor? I mean, actually, you faced both of these guys before, so you would know better than anybody.
Me and Yuri, we used to be really bitter enemies, but we have grown to be such good friends over the last, 6 months. Anthony Chandler, my son-in-law, he's definitely, if I had things my way, I wouldn't make it to a decision, because I know how judges could screw you over and whatnot, but he's definitely one of the very few that's taken me to a decision. I'm going to have to give this one to Chandler. I think he wants to get another shot at me. I know he wants to get another shot at me, so, I'm going to have to pick Chandler on this one.
All right, and Charles Oliveira versus Nate Diaz. Charles Oliveira making his first defense of the lightweight championship that he won back in October of last year against Dustin the Diamond Poirier. He'll be facing Nate Diaz, one of the most popular fighters the UFC has ever seen. Certainly will have a lot of people rooting for him to capture his first UFC championship, and would definitely be history for Nate, as he would be the first of his family to capture a UFC title. I guess the only comparison is his brother, but still, he would be the first of the Diaz brothers to capture a UFC title. That all goes down May 27th. Charles Oliveira versus Nate Diaz. Pretty packed 4 months we have here coming up with some I mean, all these fights are blockbuster fights here. I mean, I'm excited for pretty much all of them. I gotta say, this is a good schedule you got here to start off your CEO tenure, and you definitely have a lot to work with, a lot of great talents to work with that will be appearing in these blockbuster fights.
Sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our featured lightweight bout of the evening. Alexander the Great Volkanovski making his lightweight debut here in the Centre Bell in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Of course, he is the reigning, defending UFC featherweight champion. Obviously not defending his title tonight, but pretty much representing his division. Started training MMA at age 22, and he is a national wrestling gold medalist. Me and you both know a lot about that. Alexander Volkanovski, a well-rounded fighter and a perfect fit here for the lightweight division, in my opinion, because this division is full of, I mean, we'll never face two opponents that are similar in this division. There's so much variety in what the guys in this division can do. And I think this is a good test for Volkanovski, a good first test here to see if he can overcome Iron Michael Chandler. Not even just one of the hardest hitters in the lightweight division, one of the hardest hitters in UFC history, period. But he can also take a punch as well and keep on coming right at you. Iron Michael Chandler has been very, very excited to welcome Volkanovski to this division. 3-time Bellator lightweight champion, 4-time NCAA qualifier, an NCAA Division I All-American. I mean, these are accolades that you and I are both very familiar with. And obviously, I mean, do you think that there's going to be a lot of wrestling in this contest? Or do you think that, you know, since they're both really good wrestlers, they're not even going to try, maybe they're just going to beat the shit out of each other on the feet?
You know, I think we're going to get an equal amount of wrestling and beating the shit out of each other. I feel like, you know, Volkanovski, he's got some major ass power behind his punches. There's no question in that. But I feel like we are going to get a mix of both.
All right, Yves Levine back on the assignment here. Michael Chandler's ready. Volkanovski's ready. Here we go. Round number 1 of possible 3 rounds. The lightweight debut of Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Nice push kick, puts Chandler down temporarily. Chandler coming back forward again. Good shots from Chandler, but they were blocked. Nice high kick. Oh, but Chandler gets right through it. A nice push kick to the body now. Oh, but gets caught at the end of Volkanovski's right hand. A nice lead hook from Volkanovski. Volkanovski, nice uppercut to the body. Some inside boxing from Volkanovski. I mean, just incredible. I mean, at age 22, at age 22, you start training MMA at age 22 and you're this good. I mean, a lot of the best MMA fighters are people who've basically been groomed to be so. And, I mean, Volkanovski just starts this out at age 22, and he's already, some would say, the best fighter in the world. I mean, I suspect that maybe he had some boxing training when he was a kid. Don't quote me on that, but that's just my suspicion. But, I mean, if he really just started completely training at age 22, the rate at which he progressed is once in a lifetime. There's not many people that you can just pick up MMA. You know, it's not like other sports. You know, you can't just pick it up and, you know, be the best in the world at it. You know, you gotta. It's a grind. It's determination. It's a lot of repetition. Oh, that one hurt him. Michael Chandler is hurt already, and he goes for a takedown, shoots in. Do you think that was a good decision for Michael Chandler to go to the wrestling after being hurt? Or do you think maybe he should have took some more time to just recover on his own there?
You know, this is a tough one. It depends on the person, really. You know, I think you know, with his background, I think it might have been a good idea that he tried to do that.
Volkanovski now takes it back on Michael Chandler. Going to try to take him down, perhaps. Michael Chandler, though, gets out of it, gets off the fence. But Volkanovski to the body again, and that high kick is blocked. Oh, nice counter. Oh, nice check hook from Michael. Oh, my goodness. Volkanovski got wobbled there. Uppercut out of the way of it. Oh, big shot from Michael Chandler. Volkanovski's hurt. There's Iron Michael Chandler. That's the power that we were talking about. Michael Chandler. One shot can change the course of a fight for Michael Chandler. You do not want to be in the line of fire of Michael Chandler's right hand. Now Michael Chandler. Oh, Michael Chandler gets caught at the end of Volkanovski's right hand, though, but Michael Chandler inches back. Nice leg kick. A nice kick to the body. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in round number 1 of a possible 3 rounds. Oh, nice head kick. And a nice check that leg kick to Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler stalking his prey. Obviously, Michael Chandler feels that he needs to win this fight. Alexander Volkanovski feels he is representing the featherweight division here. He's not just coming up as a lightweight, but he's representing that his division is the best in the UFC. He says he's going to prove it here tonight by cementing himself as a pound-for-pound fighter. There's Alexander Volkanovski, stuffs to take down. Nice uppercuts there. Volkanovski firing off on all cylinders. So far, Michael Chandler has not been able to score a takedown on Alexander Volkanovski. Do you think that's got to, be demoralizing for Michael Chandler a little bit that he's not been able to get a takedown?
I think it does. I think if Volk continues to, snuff out these takedowns, it's gonna weigh more heavier on the psyche of Chandler, and that might affect his performance a little bit later on.
I absolutely agree with that assessment. Michael Chandler, though, firing right back at Volkanovski. Now Volkanovski tags him with 2. Nice slip from Volkanovski, but he is not able to dodge that hook from Michael Chandler. Oh, elbow almost connected, just inches away from Volkanovski's face. Volkanovski with some nice pity-patty punches here. Oh! Kick to the body, but he's out of the way of those. Oh, catches Michael Chandler up top. Michael Chandler with a leg kick. Volkanovski with a nice calf kick of his own. Volkanovski tagged Chandler up top. Ducks under. Takedown from Volkanovski. Perfectly timed and well executed off of Michael Chandler's wild swing. Volkanovski now pounding away here. Still got some time left in this round. Oh, Michael Chandler back to his feet. Good positioning from Iron Michael Chandler. Both these men know how to handle themselves on the ground, and they know exactly what to do when they end up on their back. Volkanovski, though, nice spinning back fist from Alexander the Great. The Australian going off on Michael Chandler here. Big head kick. Michael Chandler still in Volkanovski's face. Incredible. Oh. 3 seconds left to go. 2, 1. That'll be it for round number 1. A nice spinning back fist from Volkanovski to end off this round. Perhaps put an exclamation point on a pretty good round for the featherweight champion. Alexander Volkanovski, though, ate some good shots from Michael Chandler. That's the shot that stunned Volkanovski there early on in the round. Off a leg kick, and then, that's just that veteran instinct of Michael Chandler, man. Someone's going for a leg kick, they're leaving themselves exposed, you just bang that overhand. What do you say, Alan?
Yeah, Volkanovski did take a few good hits, but with all those snuffing of the takedowns and the takedown in itself, I'm going to have to slightly give that one to Volk.
And round number 2, big overhand, though, from Michael Chandler early. And another overhand from Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler scoring with that right hand right now. Letting it go. Oh, nice combination from Chandler. Most of it blocked, though, but still. Michael Chandler just teeing off already in the start of this round. Oh, my goodness. Big shots from Iron Mike. And a nice head kick. From the 3 former time. Oh, my goodness. I'm already stumbled over my words. It's just so goddamn excited. Holy shit. The multiple time Bellator lightweight champion. And a nice takedown from Michael Chandler. So much success early on for Iron Mike. Volkanovski, though, gets right back to his feet. Wow, what a huge opening minute for Iron Michael Chandler, the former lightweight title challenger. Oh my God, Michael Chandler goes down with a spinning back fist. Just as I say that, Alexander Volkanovski scores a huge knockdown. Wow. What a fight we have so far here in the lightweight division. 155, ladies and gentlemen. If it's not your favorite division right now, I don't know what is. But goodness gracious. Just a back and forth, the pendulum swinging here in this 3-round contest. Might not even go the full 3 rounds at this pace. Oh, nice head kick from Michael Chandler. Just glances off the temple of Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Power for power. Shot for shot. These two men are going to give it all they got here tonight in the Santra Bell Arena. Oh, big shot from Volkanovski. Michael Chandler is hurt. Just out of the way of that head kick. Iron Michael Chandler. Gonna try to put the cobwebs together here. Shake off these cobwebs. Oh! Double service there with the elbows from Volkanovski. Did not find a home. Oh! Big uppercut! Oh my God! What an uppercut! Chandler's on the stinky leg here! Oh my God, Alan! Michael Chandler is getting beat up right now! And down he goes again! Down he goes again! Volkanovski intercepted an overhand with an uppercut. A well-timed counter shot from Alexander the Great Volkanovski.
Volkanovski is feeling good on the feet. At this point, if I was Chandler, I would take him to the ground and ground him as long as he possibly can.
Another knockdown score for Volkanovski, and I think you might be right. It might be time for Chandler to employ that NCAA background here and put Volkanovski on his back. Nice uppercut, though, from Michael Chandler. Still got them hands. No matter how hurt he is, Michael Chandler still has dynamite in that right hand and the left. Michael Chandler, though, getting loose again, trying to put his bearings together. Nice counter shot from Michael Chandler. Got a nice angle off that sweeping hook. Oh! Oh my God! Again! Down again! It was once again Michael Chandler going for that overhand and Volkanovski catching him. There's a takedown from Michael Chandler.
Now the choice is just to keep him down.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough task, though, because Volkanovski already gets the sweep. And he's got the backside of Michael Chandler here. Now Volkanovski going to tee off, get some ground and pound here. Oh, Volkanovski teeing off. My goodness. And that's the problem with Michael Chandler. He loads up on that overhand. He loads up and he telegraphs it. And Volkanovski, he gets reads off of you. Volkanovski, he has you figured out. At this point in the second round, he's going to have you figured out. And he was caught by that overhand twice in the beginning of the round. Then he started timing it. He noticed that Michael Chandler was loading up on it, telegraphing it. You know, just kind of telling Volkanovski, hey, watch out for this. And Volkanovski's like, all right, mate, I'll watch out, but you're going to get banged in the face.
That's pretty much that fighter IQ in him.
Yep, huge, high fight IQ for Alexander Great Volkanovski. That's the reason he is a featherweight champion. And now he is just pounding away on Iron Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler going to try to create space. No, Volkanovski stays on top, has him in this mount position here. Volkanovski could finish the fight here if Michael Chandler does not start defending himself, does not start trying to move into at least half guard or maybe get back to his feet here. Tough task, though. I mean, easier said than done. He could just settle for the half guard. No, now Volkanovski's going for an arm bar here with 5 seconds left to go in round number 2.
Might be a little bit too late.
Yeah, not much time to work there. All right, Alan, obviously Volkanovski round. Can we agree with that one?
Yeah, but that was definitely a Volk round. You know, I feel like at this point, you know, the way that I have this scored, I feel like Chandler's going to need a finish here.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this counter I was talking about. He loaded up on that overhand, and Volkanovski made him pay for it. He's like, hey, mate, I'm down under. And look at that shot from down under, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, just a banger, a ripper of an uppercut from the Australian native, Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Michael Chandler knows what he needs to do, though. All it takes is one shot. There's still so much danger involved with every second that you are locked in the cage, and Michael Chandler is crucial. And Volkanovski got to keep his defense, got to keep those counter shots coming. I mean, Volkanovski can really just cruise to a decision at this point. It's Michael Chandler. At this point, it's all on him here to put this away. Oh my God, big shot from Michael Chandler here. Rocked Volkanovski. Just as I said, all it takes is one well-placed shot from Iron Michael Chandler. Volkanovski not quite out of the woods yet. Oh my God, there's a spinning back fist though. Down goes Michael Chandler. Now in the full guard. Volkanovski's going to try to posture up and get some work done. Oh, Michael Chandler, though, trying to create some separation so he can perhaps advance to a better position. He gets the sweep now, takes the back of Volkanovski. Volkanovski got to be careful to keep his chin tucked. Michael Chandler is, he's got some pretty crafty submissions here. More than just a wrestler, really a full-fledged grappler almost. Volkanovski go in the half guard, now in the side control where he can perhaps mount some devastating offense. Oh my goodness, look at these. Oh, right to the temple here, just smashing away at Michael Chandler. Multiple time Bellator champion getting smashed by the UFC featherweight champion here.
At this point, Chandler's just getting suffocated.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Chandler, obviously he's not going to give up. You know, he's cut from a different cloth, obviously, and he's just not going to give up. But I mean, when does the sense of urgency kick in? I mean, you have to get up. You have to work your way back to your feet, and then you have to just let your hands go. Let your hands go at this point. I mean, what do you have to lose except the fight, obviously? And now Michael Chandler tried to get back. He tried to use that to get back to his feet, and then Volkanovski just puts him back down again. Obviously, Volkanovski's wrestling proving superior right here.
Yeah, here's the thing. You know, if I was in this kind of situation, I would rather go down swinging than be, down on the mat trying to just be content with what's going on right now.
Yeah, trying to just survive. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's obviously it's easier said than done. I mean, we're just sitting here. We're not in the mind of Michael Chandler, but at the same time, I mean, we've been there before, right? We've been
exactly.
I mean, we've well, you've never been, on your back getting smashed, but you've been in adversity before. But I mean, you've been, you felt that sense of urgency before, where this is the last round. I might be down on the judges' scorecards. I don't know how they're scoring this. I gotta get up and I gotta go for broke. But I mean,
it's time to go to the 6th gear instead of being in the 4th gear.
Yeah, I mean, Alexander Volkanovski is just, wow, he's pounding away on Michael Chandler here. I mean, this is a very dominating 3rd round. I mean, overall dominating performance for Volkanovski. This is what he does to all of his challengers at featherweight, and now he's repeating the same success at lightweight. Truly a pound-for-pound fighter here as Alexander Volkanovski. And the fact that he's doing this to Michael Chandler, not too often we see Michael Chandler getting dominated. I mean, we've seen him get knocked out. We've seen him, but I mean, usually it's a lot more competitive. There's a lot more fighting spirit in Michael Chandler. Now he's just, now Volkanovski takes it back, and this could be the end of the fight here. I mean, Michael Chandler is just getting absolutely toyed with.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying this fight isn't in the game, but I'm starting to wonder if there is somebody else that he's thinking about right now that has gotten him like this, gotten him in this position.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Michael Chandler, he started off this round with a good shot, and then from then on, he got taken down and, well, he got knocked down, rather, and now he's just, I mean, this has almost been like 4 minutes, I think, of control time for Volkanovski here, and it's just not letting up. I mean, Michael Chandler, I guess he's trying to get up, he's trying to do things, but Alexander Volkanovski, at this point, I mean, now he's in the mount here. You let him get in the mount. Half guard, though. This is good. Chandler can push off the hips, get back to his feet. 15 seconds is still, you only need 1 hit to knock somebody out. 50 seconds is a lot. Now there's 10 seconds. That clock is winding down for Iron Michael Chandler. It has looked like it is going to be another dominant performance for the Australian. Alexander the Great Volkanovski ends the fight on top. Welcome to 155. Alexander Volkanovski. What a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Big shots from both men throughout 15 minutes. This is my favorite shot of the night. I mean, wow.
That's a hell of an uppercut there.
Yeah, Michael, I think he was out for a minute. He just started doing random stuff with his hands. I think he was out for a minute. There's that spinning back fist from Volkanovski.
Just dangerous shots.
Wow. Alexander Volkanovski on the top of his game. here tonight in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Volkanovski has introduced himself to the lightweight division. I think with a performance like that, would you say he's put all the fighters on notice now? And he has to.
First of all, I'm going to say already that you got the 50K bonus. I'm going to just say that right now. So, with that being said, with a performance like that, it's not going to take long before we might see Volkanovski try to become a double champion.
Yeah, obviously Volkanovski vying for a title shot against Charles Oliveira, who is the current champion. I mean, it might not be Charles that he stands across from by the time that fight happens, but I mean, obviously Charles Oliveira has to be watching this, has to be scouting this. You see a guy like Volkanovski, see what he did to a bigger opponent. You saw, I mean, what he did to one of the hardest hitters here at 155. I mean, he took Michael Chandler's best shots and he just kept coming at him. Alexander Volkanovski is a unit, ladies and gentlemen. He is a beast of a man, and he is, I mean, it's true what they say. There's levels to this, man. You can be the hardest punch. You can punch like my 30-26. My God, he absolutely destroyed him. But you can hit as hard as Mike Tyson. You can hit as hard as Deontay Wilder. You can hit as hard as Alan Snyder. But if you don't have the rest of the skills in your toolbox, then I mean you're gonna have a hard time getting through the trenches here. That is the 155 division. And Alexander Volkanovski showed that he has so many tricks, and he just has probably the full tool of the trade here at 155, and he is ready for these big boys here at this division. Congratulations to Alexander Volkanovski. What a performance, and I cannot wait to see what he does next. God bless the guy who goes up against this man next. And also coming up next month, the rematch between Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor live on pay-per-view, February 26th, Sunday. We have obviously our main events, Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Conor McGregor, the two former UFC lightweight champions, and a highly anticipated grudge match between these two will headline us in Croke Park in Dublin, Ireland. And our co-main event, Colby Chaos Covington versus Jorge Masvidal, another grudge match. Colby Covington requested a fight outside of the top 10. Said he doesn't care what Jorge Masvidal's ranking is. Obviously, you obliged by that, and you booked this incredible fight. Also on the card, Dominic Cruz takes on Jose Aldo, and another rematch. These two obviously faced last year. Dominic Cruz came on the better end of that. This time it is title eliminator. The winner will supposedly go on to face Cody Garbrandt later this year, and then finally for bantamweight, Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera have another rematch. Man, it's a pretty busy card there. And then of course, top of the card, Donald Cerrone and Nick Diaz fight in the first ever super lightweight contest, this new division here in the UFC, 165 pounds. Alan, how excited are you to see how the super lightweight division formulates?
I am super excited about this. There's been a lot of people that wanted a super lightweight division, and as a CEO, I want to make sure that all my fighters are happy. Well, obviously there are some that are not, but that's a story for a different time. But I think this is gonna be an excellent fight to start off the super lightweight division.
Yes, you have two of the most, I gotta say, the most explosive fighters in UFC history, Donald Cerrone and Nick Diaz. Obviously two legends in the game, two fan favorites, and just the experience between just these two is sure to produce a great introduction to this highly requested division here of super lightweight, 165 pounds. Who will be the best in that division? Ladies and gentlemen, UFC 24, Poirier versus McGregor, live on pay-per-view February 26th in Dublin, Ireland. A big stadium show to kick us off officially with the Alan Snyder era, really. I mean, this is this is really your first card. I mean, this card was already booked before you got in charge, but this UFC 24 was really your first creation here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, George Rush St. Pierre is in the building, making his return to middleweight. Listen to this crowd. God damn, they're hyped for George St. Pierre. One-time UFC middleweight champion, former king of this division, 84% takedown defense. He has 10 wins by knockout or technical knockout and 6 submission wins. George St. Pierre, regarded by many as the greatest fighter of all time, returned to the UFC in 2021 to further cement his legacy. He is taking this impromptu fight at middleweight, perhaps going to be active in both divisions, perhaps not, but tonight he is going to treat us to hopefully a spectacular performance in front of his home country. And of course, he is up against, oh God, they're booing already. He is up against Derek the Maverick Quinn. Derek Quinn obviously putting his ranking on the line here. I mean, could be next in line for a title shot, but he's putting his rank on the line. Former UFC interim middleweight champion, 78% control time, 7 wins by knockout, and 1 submission win. Derek the Maverick Quinn, obviously one of the more polarizing figures here in the UFC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, George Rush St. Pierre. Now introducing the opponent. This man is a boxer. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Mergliata.
I'm more in favor of Derek Quinn here than there is GSP, but obviously the odds makers and the fans both very confident in the skill and experience difference that GSP holds over Derek Quinn. Derek Quinn already coming out swinging. Derek Quinn taking a wide stance here for this one. Ooh, Derek Quinn keeping his hands a little bit low here. Oh, GSP already going for that takedown. No, ankle pick was stuffed by Derek the Maverick Quinn. Oh, both of them missed their overhands. Derek Quinn.
Can I just point out how stupid it is to wear your beanie during a fight? That's just stupid.
Derek Quinn always one for appearances here. Nice lead hook from Derek Quinn, though. Tags GSP with that one. Oh, big uppercut from Derek. Stuns GSP momentarily. See that size difference here. Noticeable size difference between these two men here at 185. Derek the Maverick Quinn, of course, wants another shot at the UFC Championship and willing to put his ranking on the line here. It'll be interesting to see if GSP comes in and beats the number 1 ranked contender. Does that make him eligible to compete for the middleweight title? Obviously, that's all up to you. I'm not a matchmaker here. I'm not in charge here, but Derek Quinn has GSP up against the fence now. Nice shots on the inside from both men here. Oh, nice uppercut from Derek Quinn here. Trying to maul GSP, but GSP firing right back. Not content with just keeping his back to the fence. Oh, eats some elbows from Derek Quinn, though. And some nice knees from the Maverick. NCAA wrestling champion Derek Quinn. Former boxing champion as well. Has become more known for his boxing in the UFC than his wrestling, but as always, his wrestling is there. And when he utilizes it, he can be very dangerous on the ground. Out of the way of that kick. Nice kick to the body, though. Oh! I think that kick was just a glancing kick, but it did land. Derek Quinn now going to fend off a takedown from GSP. He does. Nice uppercut there on the break. GSP getting in close. Perhaps GSP might want to keep his distance here. Derek Quinn, he likes to fight on the inside.
Yeah, with somebody like Derek Quinn, you don't really want to be on the inside.
Oh, nice takedown from GSP. He's able to get that one now in the full guard of Derek the Maverick Quinn. Derek Quinn on his back with GSP in mount here. GSP gonna smash away on Derek Quinn. Now GSP here. Oh, GSP wasn't able to secure positioning, and Derek Quinn perhaps using his size to just power himself back to his feet. 1 minute and 43 seconds left to go in round number 1. Oh, Derek Quinn takes a huge kick to the face. Nice Superman jab from GSP. But now Derek Quinn, there's that inside fighting from DQ. It's going to give him the advantage. Another takedown. GSP scores big. Lots of time for St. Pierre to work. GSP using Derek Quinn's aggressive offense against him. That is that veteran instinct. That is that high fight IQ from George St. Pierre now. Looking for some kind of headlock here. So he might transition this into a choke. Oh, Derek Quinn rolls him over. Ends up inside cradle. Now into side control. Derek Quinn now with a distinct, obviously a power advantage here on the ground. Obviously being the bigger man, he's probably going to be stronger than GSP, and he's on top of him. Big shots to the temple from Derek Quinn, but GSP still firing back to peppering Derek Quinn's ribs here. And GSP flips off the cage. Great environmental awareness from the former 2-division champion, George St. Pierre now. Gonna muddy the face and a temple of Derek Quinn. Watch out for the back of the head, though. Under the chin there, he gets those shots. George St. Pierre back in that side control. Suffocating side control from a man who did not start out as a wrestler. He started out with a karate background, the GSP. Pretty much learned wrestling as he went along his career and became one of the best ever. I love how they're putting an ice pack on his head with over his do-rag. But yeah, very eventful first round there. Who are you scoring that for, Alan?
I'm gonna have to give the slight edge there to GSP on that one.
Derek Quinn, he had some good shots in there, but I think that the control time for GSP gave him just the edge. Derek Quinn trying to find some English work with nice GSP uppercut. And a right hand from St. Pierre. His guard is split with that uppercut, and then up top with the hook from Derek Quinn, the Maverick. A lead hook from the Maverick. GSP gets under that hook. Double jab from St. Pierre. GSP, of course, training under Freddie Roach at Wildcard Boxing. Manny Pacquiao's notorious coach there. Oh, nice kick from GSP. Getting under Derek Quinn's shots here. Derek Quinn fires off. Of course, Derek Quinn has the significant power advantage when it comes to the strikes. I mean, Derek Quinn Derek Quinn hits you. Most people, they just don't get up. They're never the same after being hit by Derek Quinn. It's just what he's known for. But right now, I mean, very hard to knock someone out off your back here. I think we can both agree on that. Derek Quinn getting absolutely mauled here. GSP has taken the back of the Maverick in the half guard now. Stuck in GSP's half guard. Side cradle immediately. Just pounding away here. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the round. Tons of time for GSP to work and mount some significant deliberating offense from the former middleweight and welterweight champion. GSP got Derek Quinn in another headlock. Probably going to try to get under the arm and make this a choke. Yep, he does exactly what he does. Oh my God, Derek Quinn in trouble here. Not exactly under the chin, but Derek Quinn is able to weasel his way out of it. 3 minutes left in this round. Derek Quinn just trying to get back up. He's in a good position to get back up. He just kind of has to burst to his feet here. And he's got to use that strength advantage that he has and just will himself back to his feet. Derek Quinn taking a leg. He's going to try to end up on top. Shouldn't be trying to wrestle GSP. Should be trying to get back to his feet here. Derek Quinn, though, ends up back in half guard. GSP still on top of the Maverick. And we previously saw, earlier tonight, we saw Volkanovski do something similar to Michael Chandler, moving up from his own weight class. Now you got GSP here, moving up from his own weight class to put on a similar dominating performance thus far. Of course, still a lot of time for Derek Quinn to shift the momentum and put things back in his favor. But, I mean, so far, Jesus. He's getting smashed right now. This is not good for the Maverick. Of course, I think it's good for the crowd because they definitely wanted to see something like this. Derek Quinn trying to push off the hips. No, Derek Quinn's got some reddening around the eye there. GSP definitely put the damage on Derek Quinn. You know, when someone's getting smashed like
Derek
this,
is definitely busted open.
When someone's getting smashed like this, at what point does the referee come in and stop the fight? I mean,
yeah, there's just so much somebody can take of that. And we've seen some really questionable things like this in the past. You know, you got to make the right call for a fighter's future. You know.
Yeah, I mean, he's just taking a shot. Now he's leaking right now. I mean, he's just taking a shot. He can't even get into a less dangerous position. He can't even get any kind of rescue here. He's just getting smashed. And now GSP seeking that arm. Got George St. Pierre on top of you, smashing, and now he's going for submissions here. GSP has to push him down on the temple of Derek Quinn. Going to try to transition here. He does. Now he's going to try to get Derek Quinn's opposite arm out the way, and he does, but Derek Quinn claps his hands together and is able to roll out of it. Now he ends up on top. Derek Quinn going to try to take this fight back to the feet. It was a smart decision, but GSP holds him down here. GSP
pounding his face.
Yeah, off the back. Jesus. And now GSP, big shots from St. Pierre immediately as soon as he gets up. Good head movement from George St. Pierre. Regarded by many as the greatest fighter of all time. This nice overhand from Derek Quinn. Big uppercuts from Quinn in the clinch here. Another takedown attempt. No, that'll be the end of round number 2. What is it to say? I mean, that round was just clearly GSP all the way. Dominated him. Absolutely dominated him that round. What do you think Derek Quinn needs to do to have any hope of a victory tonight?
You know, there's no chance at this point if it goes to the judges' scorecards. At this point, he's either going to need a submission or a knockout, and both of those are really hard to do on a guy like GSP.
Yeah, absolutely. Round number 3, 5 minutes left to go in this highly anticipated middleweight bout. The middleweight return of George St. Pierre. Oh, big shot from Derek Quinn. Oh my goodness. GSP went down. It was an uppercut to the body that put GSP on his ass. I don't know if they're going to count that as a knockdown or what, but it might have been into the chest. I'm not too sure. I have to look at that on the replays, but Derek Quinn came out with fury and fire here in the opening minute of this final round. Derek Quinn just throwing heavy now. He's throwing bombs now. That sense of urgency that... Yes, that sense of urgency that we were talking about with Michael Chandler earlier. Derek Quinn is showing it. But still, I mean, look at Derek Quinn's face, though. He's taking a beating. I think GSP might be cut a little bit too under the eye. But Derek Quinn is taking a beating. He's gotta be wary, though. I mean, a lot of these shots are missing now. He's gotta just relax and... Oh my god, he's hurt.
Can't give openings like that.
Yeah, Derek Quinn is hurt. He's wobbling around. He was just wobbling around right there. Derek Quinn back to the fence. Now he comes off of it. Stalking GSP here. Misses with 2 shots. GSP just out of the way. Nice head movement.
He just really needs to put the pressure on GSP, but GSP is not letting him do it.
And there's that uppercut that puts Derek Quinn down. GSP not giving Derek Quinn much to work with your axe kick. Oh. But this is where Derek Quinn has success when he gets close. Look at that uppercut. When he gets close, he gets that clinching on GSP. That's that size difference where he's able to bully GSP in these clinch exchanges. There's some danger of GSP getting close. Ooh, look at that. Derek Quinn, nice 2-piece combination there from the Maverick. Ooh, Derek Quinn. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, nice leg kick, inside leg kick from Derek Quinn. A nice hook up top from Derek Quinn, but that uppercut is blocked. A Maverick trying to put something together, put together a huge comeback here to secure a victory. Well, can't really secure a victory if it goes the distance. I mean, I think this might be a pretty clear 2-0 lead so far for St. Pierre.
I don't know. Even getting in close, GSP is snuffing those out. Whether he's farther away or close up, it's just GSP seems to have an answer.
Yeah, GSP has definitely figured out the rhythm of Derek Quinn here throughout these 3 rounds. But there's these uppercuts in the clinch from Derek Quinn. Oh, nice knee from Quinn though, but GSP firing right back. He's firing back, and then oh my god, he just wheels Derek Quinn down. Nice jab.
Derek Quinn's face is not working very well.
Yeah, and that could definitely affect the accuracy of his shots because he can't. Oh my goodness! Big uppercut puts down the Maverick. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go in this fight. In the half guard now. As I was saying, all that blood around could definitely affect the vision of Derek Quinn and affect the accuracy of his blows. Right now,
this is where the urgency needs to come in at full force now, because GSP has you down, and now he can just keep you there for the next 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, GSP knows what he's doing. St. Pierre knows what he's doing, and he's got this choke in. I don't know if it's in all the way. I don't know if it's exactly... Oh my god, that's deep though. That's deep. Derek Quinn does get out of it though. Good movement from the Maverick, but now he's getting smashed here, and the referee's got to think about stopping this, because look at this. I mean, just look at this.
He's just letting him do it.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god, that's it. There it is. George Rush! St. Pierre puts on a masterpiece here tonight in Montreal. GSP is back, ladies and gentlemen. George Rush St. Pierre makes a statement to the middleweight division and all his would-be enemies here in the UFC. St. Pierre absolutely wrecks Derek Quinn in front of the hometown crowd. George Rush St. Pierre.
All I gotta say is you talk shit, you get hit. That's what Derek Quinn did. You talk shit and you got hit.
Well, I mean, we'll see how much Derek Quinn actually acknowledges this. He tends to make a lot of excuses for his losses, and we'll just see what kind of response Derek Quinn has to that. I mean, I think it was a good stoppage, though. I think it was a good stoppage. Derek Quinn was not defending himself. He was just getting his head bobbled off the canvas and dribbled off the canvas repeatedly.
No, there could have been a couple of times where this could have been stopped, but the ref kind of just gave some leniency and let them just go at it.
Yeah, I think the ref was very, very patient with Derek Quinn, and I think at some point you just see enough. I mean, even if there is 1 minute left in the fight, these every second that you're getting your head just I mean, the head's not meant to be hit, and every second you're getting your head smashed into the canvas like that. I mean, you're getting hit twice. You're hitting your back of your head is hitting the canvas, and then you have another guy's fist just smashing into the side of your skull. It's not safe. It's not a very favorable position to be in, and I think even with less than 1 minute left in the fight, I think the referee has to make that call for the fighter's safety here, and that's been a big part of your promise here as the UFC CEO is to improve fighter safety and overall fighter health here. So I think it was a good stoppage. I think it was very I think that stoppage made sense. And either way, GSP was going to win. I mean, Derek Quinn wasn't getting up from that. So,
here's the thing. Derek Quinn, he's a goofball. He likes to, do all these types of antics before fight. My thing is with Derek Quinn is he doesn't take this that seriously. I don't think he takes this that seriously, and that's why I feel like that is why he loses where he loses.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. It's always, Derek Quinn, he's good. He's pretty good when the stakes are, low or medium, but when the stakes get high, I just don't think he recognizes the change in stakes. He doesn't recognize that, okay, this fight is more important. This is the big one. So he just kind of treats every fight the same. He doesn't really tune it up or get serious for any fight. So, I mean, some fights, obviously, you don't have to take them that seriously because you're confident in your skills, but I mean, you're up against GSP. You got to be training like you're about to fight, Muhammad Ali in his prime there. I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But nevertheless, congratulations to George Rush St. Pierre in his return to middleweight and his return to Canada here. Picks up a big, big win in the third round after a dominating performance. Congratulations to the Hall of Famer George Rush St. Pierre.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Jake Carter. Jake Carter backstage here at UFC 23, where he is scheduled to face the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya. Jake, obviously you guys have fought before. You came up unsuccessful. What's different in this game plan here tonight? Well, pretty much just going with the same mindset. I know I can beat this guy. I've got training from John Jones. I've got training from some of the best mixed martial artists in the world. I know I can get this done. I saw what Anthony had to say about, don't stick to the wrestling, obviously having that's an option, but strike with him. And I wholeheartedly agree. I was like, you know what? He's right. We gotta reset the entire fucking game plan here. Have wrestling at my disposal, if necessary, but striking is what got me here. Striking is what made me become the youngest UFC champion in history when I fucking knocked out Tyron Woodley, when people thought Woodley was unbeatable. Striking got me the wins over Colby Chaos Covington. They got me the wins over Conor McGregor. They got me over the wins of Canelo in boxing. Floyd Mayweather. I boxed Floyd Mayweather. I boxed Canelo. My striking is elite. It's at top tier level. And I think I had to take a step back and realize Anthony was right. I had to take his advice, So I trained with John Jones, one of the best grapplers in my opinion in MMA history. I've got weapons at my disposal: spinning elbows, flying knees, jabs, hooks, overhands. I've got it all, and I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna beat Adesanya, plain and simple. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna be the first ever 3-division champion in UFC history. That is something no one has ever been able to accomplish, and I'm gonna be the one to do it. And is it humbling? Is it? You know what? No, it's not, because I know in my heart I can do this. Right? This isn't me being confident or having an ego or being cocky. This is me just believing in myself. I know I can do this. Adesanya is just a man. He is just a man standing in my way of destiny. And I know I was destined to be the first ever 3-division champion. That's all there is to it. Me and Israel, we don't like each other. We've said that from the start. And I'm going in there with a clear mindset. This isn't personal for me. It's just business. It's just destiny. Do I dislike Izzy? Yes, of course I do. He's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking skinny clown. He's a fucking... But at the end of the day, I can't make this personal. I made it personal last time, and that's why I lost. When you get personal, you get emotionally involved. You get involved emotionally, and you get involved physically, and you just... Stuff goes through your mind. You clear all that out, and you just say, you know what, this is just another day at the office. Me and you, we don't see eye to eye, buddy, but hey, be prepared to wrap that third belt around my fucking waist. You know, it's still funny to me, you know what, I'm sorry I'm taking so much time. It's funny to me how people still think Georges St. Pierre is the greatest Canadian athlete of all time. Look at what I've accomplished inside wrestling, inside UFC, inside boxing. And people still want to deny the fact that I am the greatest athlete ever to come out of Canada. Period. Point blank. No discussion, no debate, no nothing. They're all in denial. And it's like, I get it. You know, I play a character on a wrestling show, and all of a sudden you people hate me. You want to deny the facts. You don't have to like me as a person. You don't have to like my opinions, my thoughts, my views. But for God's sakes, people, can I start getting the fucking respect I deserve for what I've put my body through, what I've put my entire life through? I have dedicated my life to this sport. I have dedicated my life to mixed martial arts, to wrestling, to putting my body through fucking blood, sweat, and tears just for entertainment of people. And I still don't get the fucking respect I deserve. Well, I'm gonna get it tonight when I fucking have Izzy face down, ass up on that canvas, standing over him. Maybe then I'll get the fucking respect I deserve. Maybe then you people will start to understand.
And now, our co-main event for the UFC Flyweight Championship of the World. Henry Cejudo returns to the octagon. One-time bantamweight champ, one-time flyweight champ, fourth multi-division champion, 93% takedown defense here for Henry Cejudo. Obviously, the former king of two divisions held them both at the same time. obviously beat Demetrius Johnson in a controversial decision to win the Flyweight Championship. Then he was able to fend off TJ Dillashaw to defend that, and then he came up and challenged Marlon Moraes, and a very inspirational performance where he came back from being down at least 2 rounds and was able to come back, mount a comeback, and destroy Marlon Moraes and secure his victory. But he is up against...
I got CEO stuff to take care of, so...
Alright, well... Our CEO, obviously a very busy person. But Brandon Moreno, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu National Champion, Ultimate Fighter 24 alumni, 45% takedown accuracy, lined it up with Henry Cejudo's takedown defense. I don't think it's going to be easy for Brandon Moreno to get Henry Cejudo down here, but we'll see. Brandon Moreno, though, in my opinion, has the advantage in the striking realm. Brandon Moreno, a very cerebral striker. I mean, he just knows where to hit you from all kinds of angles. He has a very awkward stance, and he just knows how to connect. On top of that, he has a very good chin, so he's hard to take out. I mean, it's very hard to hurt Brandon Moreno. I've seen this guy take hits from, like, what would be considered the human equivalent of steel beams. All right, our tail to tape Flyweight Championship. Differences in height and reach, both in the favor of Brandon Moreno. Yves Lavigne on the assignment once again. Both of these fighters are ready. The big return of the king of cringe. Henry Cejudo does not touch gloves with Brandon Moreno, but gets, oh my God, get tagged already. Moreno already finding the mark here with these shots. Brandon Moreno, a fan favorite amongst many here. I believe he might have been the first Mexican UFC champion. At least the first Mexican UFC champion in the modern era. Brandon Moreno stuffs that takedown from a nice spinning back kick to the body from the Mexican. I think Henry Cejudo might also be Mexican. Or he might have Mexican heritage. Oh, nice takedown, though, from Henry Cejudo. Nice little ankle pick there to take Moreno down. Moreno trying to work off his back here. Perhaps push off the hips, or he might be trying to angle for a Kimura lock off the back. Obviously, Brandon Moreno knows what he's doing. He is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, well-versed there in the grappling arts. But you got Henry Cejudo on top. You an Olympic gold medalist who can just tune up the band when he's got you on the ground there, suffocate you, make your life a living nightmare. Brandon Moreno trying to create some separation, but Henry Cejudo passes in the half guard. Cejudo keeping very active on the ground. It's a very good strategy from Cejudo. Not only does it, give Brandon Moreno a lot to think about, but it keeps the referee off his back and keeps that activity going. Now knee on the belly here. Henry Cejudo's got the side control. Precarious predicament here for Brandon Moreno, who was coming off a nice win against Sean O'Malley at bantamweight, but now he's moving back down. This division has been opened up again after it disappeared for a while. He's moving back down to his natural weight class, and he is going to take a swing at this flyweight belt here. But Henry Cejudo is just a different monster. Henry Cejudo is something else entirely. Just look at what he's doing here to Brandon Moreno. And this has been the story of the round so far for Henry Cejudo. On top here in the top mount. Already giving Moreno a bit of a black eye there. Lots of unanswered strikes here, but the thing that's keeping Moreno in this fight is that he keeps trying to get a better position here, at least for now. This is not a good position. Have your back to Henry Cejudo as he's smashing away at the temples of Brandon Moreno. Oh God, this is not good for Brandon. Brandon Moreno obviously has the support of his country, has the support of his fans and his family, and obviously Viviane in his corner here tonight. Brandon Moreno off his back, gonna try for an arm bar. Out of nowhere, seemed to just pull that out of his ass. See what he can do here in this position. Welcome back, Mr. CEO. Henry Cejudo has been very, very dominant in this round thus far, but Brandon Moreno gonna try to Oh, he does reverse position here. Now he's got the back of Henry Cejudo. The messenger has to dig deep here. Oh, he blocks that transition.
Let's see if he can keep him there.
Yeah, it's very easy to get Cejudo's back, but let's see if you can keep him down. Henry Cejudo now in the side control. Now Brandon Moreno delivering some nice strikes to the temples of the messenger. Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby. I don't really know what that means, the assassin baby. Is it because he looks, I don't know, maybe they're talking about his face, like he has a baby face? I don't know. But, very interesting nickname they've chosen for this guy. Brandon Moreno, 40 seconds to work here. Gonna go for an arm bar. Very good, control here for Brandon Moreno. Get this control time up a little bit. And maybe in the eyes of the judges, he might be able to eke away this round. Although, I'm not holding my breath for that one.
Cejudo got out of that pretty easily, though.
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cejudo, he knows what he's doing down here. Henry Cejudo is well aware of his environment when he's on the ground. He knows where the cage is. He knows really what his opponent is trying to do next. Their next move, and he's preparing for it. And that's going to be the round number 1 here. Pretty for the first 3 quarters of that round, all Henry Cejudo, and then Brandon Moreno was able to get a sweep there later on in the round, but don't know how much that did in his favor. Brandon Moreno going for a lot of submissions off his back here. Not much trouble for Henry Cejudo though. Henry Cejudo looks to be relaxed, looks to be focused, and not much for Cejudo to worry about right now. But nice one over the top from Brandon Moreno.
When you're relaxed, that's when you do the most magic, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cejudo can get laser focused in there. Nice shots from Cejudo. Oh, Brandon Moreno keeps teasing that standing guillotine. It's a good trick. It's a good way to keep your opponent at bay, but I don't think it's a huge threat for Cejudo. I don't think he's very concerned about standing guillotine here, but does stuff that ankle pick. Nice jabs there from Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby. Nice leg kick, of course. But Cejudo, eats one up top, lead hook, spinning back kick just inches away from Cejudo's face. Oh, I'm liking this one a lot. Oh, I'm liking that combination. And Henry Cejudo answers back. Tasty shots here from these two men. Henry Cejudo dives right in. Brandon Moreno doing a good job of defending these takedowns. Oh, nice one to the body. Overhand. No. Cejudo eats one. Henry Cejudo giving Brandon Moreno a lot to think about, though. And Henry Cejudo, obviously known for his wrestling, but he trains with Mike Tyson. He trains with all these boxers. He knows what he's doing on the feet. And I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm just saying his best bet is to take this to the ground. Because Brandon Moreno is very good on the feet. Brandon Moreno, he's a very good boxer, in my opinion. And there it is, that uppercut. That uppercut off the takedown attempt. That is what Cody Garbrandt used to knock out Demetrius Johnson just a little over 2 months ago, or a little under 2 months ago, in Detroit, Michigan, to become the bantamweight champion. Looks like Brandon Moreno taking a page out of Cody Garbrandt's book. Nice jab, but Henry Cejudo gets under the follow-up shot and scores a big takedown. Brandon Moreno now underneath Henry Cejudo, and Henry Cejudo just going off, teeing off on Brandon Moreno. Blood on the canvas already. Nice shots to the body here. Henry Cejudo gonna pepper Moreno with these shots. Now underneath the chin. This is the 3rd fight in a row where we've seen someone just take their opponent down and maul them. It's been a very wrestling-heavy game for the last 3 blue corner fighters here. I don't know if that's the universe speaking to us here, but Brandon Moreno able to reverse position, now ends up on top here. And Brandon Moreno You think he should continue to accumulate control in there, or should he try to get this back to the feet?
You know, with Cejudo's wrestling background, I don't think this is a good idea to keep it on the ground. I would put it back on the feet.
Yeah, and just as you say, that Henry Cejudo ends up on top once again for the former flyweight king. Had an incredible 5 rounds against Demetrius Johnson, clawed his way to a decision victory, and he hasn't looked back ever since. Henry Cejudo been undefeated since meeting Demetrius Johnson on that fateful night for the Flyweight Championship. Of course, Demetrius Johnson has gone his own way back to bantamweight, but we'll see if he makes a return to flyweight here now that the division has opened back up. Obviously, Demetrius Johnson can come back to this division and get an automatic title shot with the legacy he has here. Longest reigning flyweight champion, most defenses in flyweight history. Of course, dominated the division for, had to be almost 10 years or north of that. But Henry Cejudo now takes the back of Brandon Moreno. Henry Cejudo not giving Moreno much to work with here, just mauling him. Continues these shots. Brandon Moreno trying to take the back of Cejudo. No. Into this side cradle now. Henry Cejudo smashing away at the assassin baby. Not doing much assassinating right now. Might be the prey. For all we know, Henry Cejudo, very cerebral.
Might be assassinated if this keeps up.
Well, Henry Cejudo has been known for his high fight IQ, has been known. I mean, he talks a lot of trash. Yeah, he calls himself the king of cringe, but the guy can fight. And, he may get on your nerves. You may not like him, but he can fight. He can bang. He can take it to his opponent. Brandon Moreno trying to angle for a Kimura lock here. But that is going to be in round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think, Alan? Henry Cejudo up 2 rounds so far?
I definitely agree with that. Henry Cejudo is definitely up 2 rounds to nothing right now.
Yeah, 3 rounds left in this championship fight. Brandon Moreno. I mean, this is a must-win round for him. If he loses this round, he's gonna need a finish after that, and that's gonna be hard to do against Henry Cejudo. But with shots like that, he might just pull it off. Look at that, nice counter uppercut to counter the takedown attempt. Brandon Moreno obviously still very dangerous. Look at the leakage there on that face, on that eye of Brandon Moreno. Now Henry Cejudo. Oh my God, the exchange hooks there in the pocket. Nice right hand from the assassin baby. Right hand to the body now. Henry Cejudo marching forward. This is what Henry Cejudo likes to do. Put the pressure on his opponent. Pick up the pace here as this fight goes on. Nice head kick for Henry Cejudo. Didn't seem to do much to Brandon Moreno though. He was still on his feet. Cut out of the way of that. He's popping a jab as Henry Cejudo there. Obviously training with some of the best boxers in history. Nice head kick for Cejudo, but Brandon Moreno eats it and just fires back. Henry Cejudo, look at these shots from Cejudo. The volume, Henry Cejudo picking it up here. Overhand blocked. Henry Cejudo just continues to throw on all cylinders. Putting a nice performance here. Oh, but spinning fist from Brandon Moreno. Glances Henry Cejudo, uppercut. Oh, and gets tagged again. Henry Cejudo continues to get tagged, coming in now. Cejudo gotta be careful not to overextend himself. Brandon Moreno can counterbox. He can find those shots, find those angles to put his opponent down. Nice hook from the assassin baby. Another takedown attempt from Cejudo. No. Nice defense though from Moreno. Gets under that shot. Moreno moving his head, coming back with some huge counter shots. Nice inside hook there. Another inside hook from the assassin baby. And a nice uppercut puts Cejudo down. Henry Cejudo goes down. That's the danger of trading with Brandon Moreno. He does got power in his hands.
On the feet.
Yeah, I mean now, Brandon Moreno definitely finding success in this 3rd round thus far. Has Cejudo reeling now. Now has him back up against the fence. So he can just work. But Henry Cejudo.
Looks like Henry is throwing some knees up to the gut there.
Yeah, he's getting some good shots to the body here. And now Moreno answering with some shots of his own.
Those gut shots are going to add up. That's something you don't want.
Yeah, I mean, wearing down the body in a 5-round fight. is certainly a strategy that Henry Cejudo can employ to slow down Brandon Moreno here. But Moreno's got a gas tank. He can keep this up for 5 rounds. Obviously not taking all of these for 5 rounds, but he can set the pace for 5 rounds. I think it's a smart strategy for Henry Cejudo to kind of go for the body here. I mean, Cejudo's not even trying to get out.
He may be able to go those 5 rounds, but if you can't breathe, you're not going those 5 rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cejudo's he's not even trying to get out right now. He's just content. Oh, there he is. Gets out now. Leg kick is checked. The assassin, baby. Oh, no, Henry Cejudo throws him down. Gets the takedown, this Henry Cejudo. Now probably going to move in the stack guard. He does. And the smashing away at Brandon Moreno here. Big shots for the judges to look at here as Henry Cejudo going to try to take this round back. Was knocked down early in the round. Now he's going to try to take it back. No! Brandon Moreno trips Cejudo, ends up on top. And immediately he is going for a choke here. Is Brandon Moreno going to try to submit Henry Cejudo? That's trying to get that in deep there. Going to pass over. No, Cejudo able to get out of it. Henry Cejudo takes the back again of Brandon Moreno. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in the 3rd round. Now Cejudo going for a submission. Now trying to flatten him out.
This is where he could lose the round.
Yeah, Moreno has to. You know, I mean, he started out this round so well, and then Henry Cejudo just started wrestling him. And that's the equalizer here is the wrestling. That's the big equalizer here. That's the story of this. Can Brandon Moreno overcome Henry Cejudo's pace and that wrestling offense of Henry Cejudo? So we're trying to get off kicks to the body, working that body like you said earlier. You definitely see something there. Now a nice uppercut on the inside from Cejudo. A nice body shot from the messenger. The king of cringe, as he calls himself, Henry Cejudo. That body shot's blocked. Cejudo trying to get in close and tight and work off some offense against Brandon Moreno. Ooh, big shots, though. And a nice check hook. And a big shot, and down goes Cejudo at the end of the round. That could definitely secure the round for Brandon Moreno as he gets a huge shot on the messenger. Puts him on his ass here at the end of the round. Look at that uppercut. Bang, and followed by the straight.
Just a 1-2 shot, man.
Nice. Lead uppercut. Bang. And then cocks that hammer. Bang. Puts Henry Cejudo down for the 2nd time in the fight. Rips that shot. A cerebrally picked shot for the assassin, baby.
That round definitely saved him from having to get a finish now.
Perhaps. We'll see, though. 2 rounds left to go in this fight. Now, Brandon Moreno teeing off now in this round. Now he's going off on Henry Cejudo. Last round it was Henry Cejudo opening up with some high offense. Now it's Brandon Moreno. Perhaps senses it. Oh, my God. Nice wheelbarrow slam from Brandon Moreno. Now he ends up on top of Henry Cejudo. What do you think about that? This is to just slam Henry Cejudo down. Do you think maybe he'd be well served to keep this on the feet? Or did you just see it and go for it?
You know, at this point, well, obviously it's not paying dividends now, but
oh my God! Oh, this is bad.
That just answers my question right there.
This is bad. Moreno's getting smashed right now. He's getting smashed. He's not defending himself. That's it. That's it. Henry Cejudo is back, and he is the flyweight champion of the world. The king of cringe reclaims his throne at the top of the 125 division. My goodness. Gets the back and mauls Moreno. I think the pressure might have been too much. Moreno just could not keep up with Henry Cejudo's versatile skill set. Ladies and gentlemen, the flyweight division has a king, and his name is Henry the Messenger Cejudo.
Round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout.
It was a valiant effort, but the wrestling was just too much.
Yeah, that wrestling of Henry Cejudo obviously made all the difference, and is more or less what got him the win. More obviously what got him the win here, but he did have his moments on the feet. But he was when it came to the extended extended striking exchanges, Moreno was finding success. He was doing the better shots, and that's Henry Cejudo. I mean, his fight IQ is very underrated. Henry Cejudo, he's just aware of everything. He's aware of what's going on. He's aware of where he is. He's aware of what he has to do. And I think that is what made the difference here tonight, is that the fight IQ of Henry Cejudo, and obviously the wrestling, of course. But, I mean, you look at these stats. 5 minutes of a whole round of control time for Henry Cejudo accumulated total here. And, the third round, yeah, I mean, Moreno was mounting a comeback in that third round, and then just the fourth round, I mean, he went for the takedown, and one judge had Moreno ahead on the scorecards, 2 rounds to 1 on the scorecards there, but I don't know how much I agree with that one, but okay, but yeah, nevertheless though, it doesn't matter because Henry Cejudo was able to get the win off a takedown that Brandon Moreno initiated. So I guess that perhaps answered the question I asked you earlier. It was a big mistake for Brandon Moreno to take that fight to the ground in round 4. And it cost him the championship. Henry Cejudo picks up the win, and he is back. He is not just back, but he is the champion again. Henry the Messenger Cejudo, congratulations to the Olympic gold medalist. Gold medal mode is back, ladies and gentlemen. What a fight and what a performance. And also a deeper look into our UFC 25 card. Leah Isabella versus Ronda Rousey, numero dos, live on pay-per-view March 26th, Sunday in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Obviously, our main event, Leah Isabella versus Ronda Rousey. This is one of the biggest rematches, if not the biggest rematch in women's bantamweight history. The championship will be on the line. Our co-main event, Zari Mercer in her first defense against Rose Namajunas, who will be looking to cash in her opportunity to make history and become a 3-time strawweight champion here in the UFC. Very tough challenge for Zari Mercer, but lots of respect between these two women, who Zari acknowledges Rose Namajunas as the best fighter in the world. We will see how that ends up for her. Jessica Ai, of course, defends her title finally against Viviana Rujo. And this could be a main event on its own, this fight. This is the explosiveness from both of these women, the fact that they get in there and they're just ready to clang and bang. And they just hit so hard like Mack trucks. Viviane obviously has several knockouts on her record. Jessica Ai starts the competition in her quest for the Flyweight Championship. In her recent bouts, she hasn't really produced those knockouts, but then she came out against Ariane Lipski and absolutely destroyed her, wiped her out in the first round with a huge knockout, and is looking to repeat that against Viviane Araújo in Brazil. Obviously, that hometown advantage for Viviane, but we'll see how much that helps her. And then in our flyweight bout, it is Ashley Snyder making her return to the octagon after an incredible performance against Angela Lee, and she is going up against Molly Meatball McCann. Ashley Snyder made this call out several months ago, and now they have signed pen to paper. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a special affair for both of these women, and just what I would assume is going to be a banger of a fight here, and a huge opportunity for Molly McCann. Even if she doesn't win, the exposure that she gets for being in the cage with Ashley Snyder will definitely win her over some fans, win, lose, or draw in this contest. And then at the top of the card, it's Maya Ostrom returns against the number 2 ranked Amanda Nunes. Obviously, Maya Ostrom came up short in her bid for the championship against Leah Isabella at UFC 22. 2 months ago. Now she is looking to bounce back against probably the most dangerous woman in this division, Amanda Nunes in Brazil, with that home field advantage for Amanda Nunes. You cannot say that Maya Ekstrom does not like a challenge, because definitely if you are taking on Amanda Nunes, especially in Brazil, I mean, you have your work cut out for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a war between these two women. Not one of them is going to go down easily. Not one of them is going to go down without a fight. And I am very excited to see what magic can be produced in the octagon. Alan, out of all these fights, which one are you looking forward to the most?
This one's a tough one, because you look at all of the names, you can pretty much practically say that all of these fights are main event fights, really. But the one I'm looking forward to the most, well, I'm going to give you two. It's Leia Isabella versus Ronda Rousey and Ashley Snyder versus Molly McCann. Those are the two that I'm looking forward to most.
All right, well, all that goes down about a little under 2 months from now in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. We return for our annual all-women's card, and we cannot wait to see you there. Okay, and then for our prelims for Isabella versus Rousey 2, I mean, this is historic here. We have our first ever prelims that will be on YouTube and ESPN simultaneously. Never been done before. Something definitely Dana White would not do. But it is something you are taking a chance on, Alan. What is the reason for this? Is it to get these women more exposure? Is it to create some new buzz here in women's MMA? How are you... I mean, what is the reason you're taking this big risk of offering, I mean, what looks like it could be a pay-per-view card on its own on YouTube for free?
Well, you know, my thought process on this is, yes, to give the women more exposure. And just for the fact that I want to give the fans something different. You know, Dana White is always about, you know, what can save me more money? What do I got to do to not spend more money? Me, I'm not a greedy guy. I like to throw my stuff out to people that deserve it, and these women deserve it, and that is why we are making this change for this show with both companies. Big
prelims card, of course. We will be deciding the featherweight, the first ever women's featherweight champion here in the UFC. Then Amanda Ribas returns to the cage against Tracy Cortez, who hasn't been seen in a while either. Jessica Andrade, huge fight against Carla Esparza. Carla definitely has her hands full in this contest, especially with Jessica Andrade, who hits like a goddamn Mack truck. And then you have Mackenzie Dern returning the action against Atsuki Hirata, two very highly touted prospects here in the strawweight division. And then at the top of the card, Poliana Botijo returns against Aya Yamaguchi, who's making her UFC debut. Oh, what a surprise! I didn't even know about this until just now as I'm reading this right now. Aya Yamaguchi making her UFC debut in the flyweight division. Going to be a huge prelims card here, live on ESPN and YouTube March 26th, Sunday. Good luck to all these girls as we enter a new era here in the UFC. I'm very excited for this. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get back to the fights.
I'm here with a UFC middleweight champion, Israel Adesanya. You've said a lot, particularly this year, about lapping the division on your own terms. Do you ever worry about becoming complacent, having to fight the same guys again and again and again?
Not worry about it, but if I look back, if I cast my mind back a little bit, these last three guys, each of those camps were better than the next one. Because Eugene said, you know, the last camp was good. How are you going to make this next one, like a step up? And I did, but I still think those three camps, which is kind of like, I knew I was going to them up. And then when I got in the cage with them, within like round 2, 3, they start to like, okay, let me just survive this. So, you know, it takes two to tango, and I'm right there ready to dance. But this next guy, he's ready to dance. So. This camp has been my best camp. Yeah, everyone says that all the time, this is the best camp I've ever had.
Right.
But I don't even have to say it. You'll see. If you look at my body, you'll see that I've been working. And then you ask my teammates, any one of these guys, they'll tell you. We just finished sparring, our last sparring sessions. And, I'm the champ. Without me, he wouldn't be here. But
do you feel like he deserves this title shot? Or do you feel like he's only getting it because of your name value and the history that you guys have?
Yes. Without me, he'd have a tougher road to the title, and he would have got exposed a long time ago. Yeah, it is off me. Everything I've done, he's just trying to live off. So, yeah, it's off me. But he can enjoy it while it lasts, because it's not going to last very long. You
don't look past each of your next opponents?
I literally, even this one, I don't know who's next. I've focused everything on this fight. Everything. Those who know me and my lifestyle before, like not before this fight, maybe like 2 years ago, even when I was in the UFC, becoming champion, how I lived, it was crazy because I had different things and people in my life at the time. Now, the way I live, man, especially for this camp, it's been, and it's so cliche, like, oh, I've had the best camp. Yeah, this is the best camp I've ever had to this date. And I can't wait to see what the next one's like, but I'm not focusing on anything else but this guy. Because if I don't get past him, I'm back to the drawing board. I have to go back and, start again. So, I'm focused everything on this fight.
Right. Well, you've talked sometimes about side mission, and you've kind of mentioned something, along the lines of potentially moving to 205 permanently. Is that, considering you are lapping the division on your own terms, do you kind of want to maybe go up to 205 permanently a little bit sooner, or?
I like 185. I want to run 185, but then I will do another side mission, even without the belt, just to have that win at 205, and then just say I did it, But
is there any particular name?
Nah.
In mind? No.
Nah. I just because it'd be fun, because I know I can do it. I know I can do it. So yeah, I just want to tick that one off.
Right.
And then come back to 185 and rule with my iron black fist.
You talk a lot about legacy, and the legacy that you have for yourself and you leave for your family and stuff like that. How close are you to completing that legacy mission or goal, like in terms of MMA? Because you've competitively, you've got over 100 martial arts fights, and you've done it all in kickboxing, you've done it all in MMA. Like, how close are you to that?
I haven't thought about that. That's a good question, but I know I've done a lot. I know I'm definitely past the halfway point of my career. I'm still loving this. After this fight, I'll explain more. After this fight. But yeah, I'm still loving this game. I'm loving what I'm learning in all aspects of this game. And yeah, I just want to keep beating everyone. I said this before I had even gone to the UFC. I said this before I even got the belt. I just want to keep fighting. I love fighting. I love competing and testing myself against another trained killer. And yeah, after this fight, I'll go more into detail about that. But yeah, I'm not slowing down anytime soon. I won't slow down before. I would literally just skirt when it's time, and I'm like, right, see ya, and I'm out. Yeah, I'm not gonna slow down. I'm just gonna hit the brakes and bounce. But right now, my foot's on the gas.
How many times do you want to fight in 2023?
3.
3 again?
Yeah, I think 3 is the optimum number, because I get to have a little. I have a break in between, also help my teammates with their fights, but also, yeah, I have enough time to get ready for my camp. So I think 3 is the optimum number. If any, maybe, I don't know, has a champion ever taken a short notice fight? Maybe, if something happens and they want me to step up and the cheddar made it better, then maybe, why not? But I think 3 is the right number for me right now as a champion, because back in the day you have guys fight once a year, twice a year.
Right.
But I want to be an active champion, like Volkanovski says, being that we're different. Yeah, he's a different beast as well.
And now it is time for our main events of the evening. Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya, defends against Jake Carter, the Canadian Machiavelli, who returns home to Montreal in his quest to make history. The crowd going absolutely insane for Jake Carter here tonight. Obviously does not like small tits. He's the former UFC lightweight champion and the former UFC welterweight champion, has won championships in 2 divisions, and he did that in the shortest time frame in UFC history, is the youngest UFC champion, the youngest UFC multi-division champion. I mean, Jake Carter has been a history maker since he's come to the UFC, and he is looking to repeat that success for a 3rd time. A champion in 3 divisions. He'll be the first to ever do it. We see his last 5 fights. Obviously, his last performance beat Darren Till by submission in Darren Till's home stadium, beat Kelvin Gastelum by TKO, and then knocked out Israel Adesanya's idol, Anderson Silva. Of course, he came up short against Israel Adesanya in their first meeting, and then before that, though, he beat Colby Covington in a grudge match rematch. Jake Carter took a year off of MMA in preparation for this fight, and we will see if that year of training and solitude has paid off, because he is up against, you know, what many consider to be the greatest middleweight of all time, and certainly one of the greatest fighters of all time, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion. He's coming back from a nice performance at light heavyweight where he defeated Yuri Prochazka, 3-time UFC middleweight champion, MMA pro for over 10 years now, and he has 20 knockout finishes here in his MMA career. Israel Adesanya, one of the greatest to ever do it. And we will see if the determination of Jake Carter is enough to overcome the cerebral and focused and just skill of Israel Adesanya, or tell the tape here. Middleweight championship, differences in age, obviously height and reach. I mean, Israel Adesanya, he's got the experience advantage, he's got the height advantage, he's got the reach advantage, and of course sponsored by Sonic Frontiers. It is going to be our main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest fight in Canadian MMA history. Jake Carter trying to make history, trying to mount a comeback here in his MMA career. And many people saying he's washed, many people saying he's not a championship level contender anymore. We are going to see Centre Bell, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, number 2 ranked in the world versus the champion Jake Carter versus Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya.
It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, presenting the challenger, Adesanya. And now he's the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the reigning, defending UFC middleweight champion, Israel, the last style bender, Adesanya.
This is for the UFC championship. So be in commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Let's clean and safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fight.
Oh, Jake Carter does not touch the gloves. I mean, is there a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, Alan?
No, obviously. You get in there and fight.
They exchange leg kicks. Here we go. Round number 1 of a possible 5 rounds in the pinnacle of combat sports. UFC Middleweight Championship on the line. We have reached the Mecca. This second stanza of Jake Carter's career. Oh my God, Adesanya gets tripped. Jake Carter should have just went on him there, but Adesanya quick to get back to his feet. And you know, Anthony Chandler said before this fight that Jake Carter, he says if he was Jake Carter's coach, he wouldn't have Jake Carter wrestling. He would not have Jake Carter be a wrestler. He would have Jake Carter box Israel Adesanya. And what do you think of that? With Anthony Chandler's analysis?
I think it's a good analysis that Jake should, box him. But the thing is, what you said before about that, I don't think Jake is going to be in here trying to end this quick. I think he wants Adesanya to really think about what happened in the last year, Yeah,
of course. Jake Carter looking to show off all his skills. He's been around the world training trained at TriStar Gym. Also did a couple of months at the Snyder Combat Arts Academy under Antonio Snyder. I mean, Jake Carter, he's really dedicated himself to getting back to this moment, getting another shot at not just Israel Adesanya. I mean, not just the UFC Middleweight Championship, but at Israel Adesanya. That's the big thing here. He just wants to beat Adesanya. I mean, yeah, making history is fine to Jake Carter, but Jake Carter, he's here to prove a point to Adesanya. He's here to prove a point to all of his doubters. And, you know, he's got a tough task. So, I mean, Israel Adesanya, you see him stuffing these takedowns already. This is what Anthony Chandler was talking about. He said he didn't want Jake Carter to rely on the takedowns because Adesanya is a hard guy to take down. Nice counter shot from Jake Carter, though, but yeah, Israel Adesanya is a hard guy to take down. We saw Luke Rockhold try to take him down in their second fight, and it obviously didn't end up well for Luke Rockhold. I don't know if he landed a single takedown in that fight. I can't remember, but it looks like more of the same for Jake Carter. But we'll see, though. Jake Carter, he's got much better takedowns than Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. Jake Carter, he's more of a traditional wrestler. He knows how to take people down. Oh, nice pull counter, though, from Jake Carter. But a front kick from the last style bender. Israel Adesanya just so tall and so hard to figure out. Nice leg kick for Jake Carter. Oh, my God, Jake Carter gets a takedown. Did you see what he did there? He had Adesanya stumbling from the leg kick, and he used Adesanya being off balance to dive in.
That was a really good game plan right there. You just used the guy's momentum against him.
Jake Carter showing his stuff, and people forget Jake Carter, he's been around the block. He's been around the block. I mean, he was at the top of the mountain while at lightweight while Adesanya was still finding his place here in the UFC. So Jake Carter knows what he's doing. He's got heaps of experience. He's been in there with killers like Eddie Alvarez and Tyron Woodley and Conor McGregor and Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal. He's been through a killer's role himself. So he's got that fight prowess. And right now he's busted open Israel Adesanya. That was a crucial takedown for Jake Carter. And he could take this round away, or he could even finish the fight in this position here. If he goes for a choke here.
He's really comfortable in that north-south position there. Yes,
a north-south for Jake Carter. Pounding away at the ribs of Israel Adesanya, just slowing him down, keeping activity here. He's not threatening any submissions right now. Adesanya going to work his way back to his feet. No, Jake Carter holds him down with a front face lock. There's the difference in wrestling. Adesanya, he can wrestle. Adesanya, you know, he knows how to roll around. But Jake Carter, I mean, wrestling is it's his bread and butter here. Yeah, this is his forte. This is where Jake Carter is comfortable. And Jake Carter in the mount, postures up. Adesanya just bleeding right now, and the crowd couldn't be more excited for this display.
He's definitely feeling the wrath of Jake Carter right now.
Jake Carter throwing shots to the temple. Adesanya is leaking right now. That could be disastrous for later on in the fight. I mean, especially if that cut is significant. Jake Carter now trying to reap an armbar. Gonna try to rip that arm free. Adesanya should be ready to clasp the hands together. No, Adesanya just gets his way out of it. 2 seconds, 1 second left to go. And that is the end of round number 1. Round started out well for Israel Adesanya, but then Jake Carter got that well-timed takedown, and he was able to take that round away, in my opinion.
Yes, Jake is showing why he is dangerous in every category. He's given him the strikes. He's given him the wrestling. He busted him open. That was definitely a Jake Carter round.
Yeah, I think that's the key here, is that Jake Carter is a more well-rounded fighter. Jake Carter is he's skilled in all facets of the game. He's exceptional in all facets of the game. Here we go, round number 2 of a possible 5 rounds. Double jab from Adesanya there. Jake Carter with his leg kick, a nice uppercut, and Adesanya with a nice hook, counter hook. Oh, each one from Jake Carter though. Jake Carter coming forward. Jake Carter putting the pressure on Adesanya. Oh, but an overhand from Izzy. Obviously, Israel Adesanya vying to take your light heavyweight. Oh! Oh my God! Down goes Jake Carter!
That's a good one.
Wow! An elbow right on the dome puts Jake Carter down. And
like you always say, one shot can change the complexion of a fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's, wow. That was a huge knockdown, but Jake Carter ends up taking a back. Whoa, good recovery from the Canadian Machiavelli. Takes the back now, ends up in the top mount. Wow, that was strange. He was down, and then not even 20 seconds later, he's in an advantageous position in this championship fight. Jake Carter, great recovery from the Canadian in his home stadium here. Jake Carter going to posture up now, continue that suffocating offense that he ended the last round with. Jake Carter wearing those Canadian colors, proud. Adesanya, though, trying to get back to his feet. Oh, Adesanya rolls Jake Carter over and ends up in the half guard. Jake Carter back to his feet, though. Great wrestling from the last style bender from the Nigerian. Nice spinning attack from Israel Adesanya. Nigeria versus Canada. Oh! Wait a minute. Oh, my God. Good balance from Adesanya. Jake Carter grabbing, trying to get a clinch here. Overhand. No, Adesanya out of the way of it. Good movement from Adesanya, but that overhand was not blocked. Oh, my God. Jake Carter gets tagged there on the counter shots. Now Jake Carter going to try to take Adesanya down. No, Adesanya denies it. And look at these huge shots in the clinch. A big knee. Oh, spinning back kick to the body. Trips up Jake Carter. Now Jake Carter getting tagged on the feet now. And these shots from Adesanya putting the hurt on the Canadian in front of his friends and family and the many millions around the world who have rooted for him. Not just in Canada. Jake Carter's got a pretty sizable fan base around the world, believe it or not. But, man, they are watching him get smashed right now on the feet from the last style bender. Obviously, the eyes of the nation on Jake Carter here. The pressure has to be, suffocating for Jake Carter here. I don't know how he holds it all on his shoulders, but he's finding a way to do it right now as he hangs in there after being knocked down big earlier in the round. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in this round. Round number 2 of a possible 5. There's a nice knee to the body from Adesanya. Checks that leg kick. Now Jake Carter getting tagged. And Jake Carter, oh my God, that leg of Jake's is hurt. Oh, but Jake Carter tags him. Israel Adesanya, nice slip and counter, but Jake Carter bangs with an uppercut. Another leg kick checked. Oh, Jake Carter. Man, that leg is wobbly right now. That leg might be compromised. That could be a big. That could affect him for the rest of the fight. Jake Carter trying to put together a combination here, but Israel Adesanya tags him.
We've seen people break their legs with those with their leg being compromised.
Yeah, sometimes getting checked in the leg hurts more than hitting someone with than your opponent getting hit with a leg kick. Oh, nice kick from Jake Carter though, but Adesanya up against the fence. He's been here before. He knows what to do. He's got great head movement. He can go into that matrix mode. Oh, Jake Carter tagging Adesanya though with some nice shots there from Jake Carter. The 1-2, 1-2, 1-1-1, and nice hooks there from Jake Carter. Israel Adesanya finding a way out of it, putting that guard up. Does get tagged though. Uppercut blocked. Good uppercut gets through. Jake Carter swinging for the fences here in the final minute of this second round. Big shot from the Canadian. Jake Carter. Gotta watch that gas tank though. Jake Carter not known for his cardio. He does kind of wind himself out in those later rounds. He has to be careful there. Nice hooks though from Jake Carter. Nice shot to the body. Oh, Jake Carter.
Yeah, Jake wants to slow down just a little bit, just a tad bit.
Yeah, Adesanya, he's got a good gas tank. He's better than Jake Carter's. Nice takedown attempt. No, Adesanya out of the way, but Superman punch from Izzy. Oh, nice overhand though to end the round for Jake Carter. What a fight this has been, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. We're only 2 rounds in. Can you believe that? Here's this knockdown. Bang! Caught him on the temple with that elbow, actually.
Yeah, what a shot.
Wow. Big round for the champion here. Jake Carter tried to put something together at the end there. Wasn't able to get that knockdown back. And maybe fighting on a compromised leg right now. Round number 3, here we go. Obviously, as I was saying last time, Israel Adesanya taking a campaign for your championship at light heavyweight. What do you think so far of his performance in this middleweight championship bout?
I think it's been tremendous so far. It's like it just needs to keep it up and see if he can make it through the rest of the fight with that impressive skill that he's showing off tonight.
Oh, nice kick to the body for Adesanya. Out of the way of those is Jake Carter. Both of them firing at each other. Jake Carter gets a headlock and a takedown. Nice throw from the Canadian Machiavelli. Jake Carter there. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You just got to grab him and go for it. Jake Carter. Sheer power here on display from the Canadian. You know those Canadians are strong. Just raised on them farms, chopping down them trees, and whatever the hell they do up in the mountains of Canada.
Trust me, I've been hit pretty hard by a couple of Canadians.
Jake Carter now has Israel Adesanya in that side saddle, back in the north-south position. Jake Carter really likes the position. Now in the side control, gonna try to put the knee on the belly here and get some shots off right to the face of the last style bender. Adesanya would do well to get back to his feet here. Oh, there's Israel Adesanya. Still stuck in the side control. Jake Carter now going to smash away. Israel Adesanya definitely wearing the damage of these ground and pound.
Somebody's bleeding badly.
Yeah, I think it's Adesanya. Jake Carter's busted open a little bit too, but I think Adesanya's worse for wear right now. And now, oh my goodness, now in the crucifix position, but passes right over in the north-south. And now Jake Carter going for that north-south choke. Pushing down on the hips of Israel Adesanya, and oh my God, that's deep. That's deep. Izzy's gotta will himself out of this at this point. Oh my goodness, that is deep. Oh my God, Jake Carter might do it here. Jake Carter might do it here. No, Israel Adesanya flips over, ends up in a north-south position of his own here.
If you notice, man, his arm went limp for like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
came back.
He might have just been resuscitated there by a force that can't be understood right now. My goodness, but he's still not out of danger. This crucifix position, Jake Carter ends fights in this position. He's done it before. Ended several fights from this crucifix position. Jake Carter smashing away at the middleweight champion. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He's just getting off shots here. The referee might step in and stop this because he's not defending himself. Jake Carter, though, passed over to north-south. Perhaps going to go for the now in the side control here. Maybe he does want to make Adesanya feel it. Maybe it's like you said. He wants to make Adesanya feel the pain. He's smashing away here.
He wants to make it last as long as he possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, he willingly gave up that north-south. He could have ended the fight there. The referee was definitely leaning in, thinking about stopping it there.
I don't know. I feel like Jake is toying with him now a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Jake Carter is imposing his will on the middleweight champion. I mean, this has been a back-and-forth fight. Round 1, Jake Carter. Round 2, Israel Adesanya. Now, round 3 has been, the Canadian here. As the crowd cheers him on. Of course, the crowd can't win you this fight. Jake, he has to stay... stay on Adesanya. He has to stay on him like a goddamn condom. Israel Adesanya, though, flips Jake Carter over. Adesanya can wrestle, man. He can wrestle. He can find an opening and end up back in an advantageous position. Jake Carter, though, pushing off the hips, and he gets back to his feet. Oh! Just out of the way of that one. Oh, my goodness. A nice uppercut to the body. Puts Jake down. A spinning back fist from Adesanya there. And a head kick. Oh, no. Jake's rocked. Jake's rocked. Oh, there's a front kick. Down goes Jake Carter. Down goes Jake Carter. Less than a minute left to go in round number 3. Oh, my goodness. The momentum has shifted completely. Jake Carter's in a bad way here. Jake Carter in a bad way. The double jab from Adesanya. What just happened? Wow. Oh, my God.
Like, holy shit.
That front kick almost put the lights out on the House of Carter. Jake Carter going to grab Adesanya, but oh, my goodness. Adesanya might have just taken back that round with that knockdown there. And now look at Izzy again, stuffs the takedown. Big uppercut from Adesanya. And a nice slap and hook from the last style bender. Look at this.
Here's the bam. Now here's the thing. Was that last 45 seconds, was that good enough to take over the round of how much control and how much that Jake did that most of that round?
It could. I mean, you know how the judges have been. They've been pretty different tonight, so I don't know. But what I do know is that I agree with Anthony's assessment that Jake Carter shouldn't be relying too much on getting the takedowns, but he's been better in that department than the striking. That's the thing. I mean, Jake Carter, yeah, he can box, but Jake Carter, he's not. Jake Carter, he doesn't. You know. Whoa! Oh my God, that hurt him though. Whoa, that hurt him. Man, maybe I spoke too soon, but as I was saying, Jake Carter, he's not the type of guy that stick and move. I mean, you get into these prolonged striking exchanges with Adesanya, you're bound to get tagged, and that's happened twice to him now. So, I mean, Jake Carter, he's not the type of boxer to stick and move. Jake Carter, when he tags you once, he follows through with it, and then he got tagged again. Jake Carter, he hits you once, he's following through with it. He gets one good strike off, he's following through with it. And he's not going to stop. And that'll work in Adesanya's favor because Adesanya is a good counter puncher. Adesanya, he knows how to strike moving backwards. He knows how to fight off the back foot. He knows what he's doing in the firefights.
And the thing is, you know, Jake is not really finding much of an answer for those head kicks either.
Yeah, the kickboxing game of Adesanya is just. I mean, Jake Carter, he has his black belt in Taekwondo, but I mean, Israel Adesanya, probably the best kickboxer to ever come in MMA. You know, probably the best kickboxer to ever come in MMA. So, you know, having a Taekwondo black belt as well and all, but Israel Adesanya's kickboxing is just, it's leagues above Jake Carter's, obviously. And there's a spinning back kick to the body. Oh, Jake Carter catches that, though. He's going to dump him. And now Jake Carter, oh no! Israel Adesanya immediately gets up. He understood that if Jake Carter ended up on top there, he would have a hard time getting back up. So he got back up before Jake Carter. Oh my goodness, what a spear! The spear from Jake Carter! Shades of the rated R superstar Canadian legend, Edge!
Which I think he's in attendance tonight, too.
Yeah, well, Edge, I see him smiling in the front row there, giving a thumbs up to Jake Carter there. Nice spear from Jake Carter. I mean, whoa. He just went for it, Alan. He just said, fuck it. That was a Hail Mary.
Full steam ahead, man.
Yeah, that was a Hail Mary. Jake Carter just said, fuck it, and took him right down. Wow. That was like, I mean, oh my goodness. It's like Chandler Jones on a football field. My goodness, that was intense. And now Ezra Adesanya going to try to create some separation. No, Jake Carter now sticking on him. As I said, like a condom there. Now on this side cradle, smashing him. I mean, coming from you see Ezra Adesanya's his wrestling tonight. I mean, you're a much better wrestler than Jake Carter. I mean, what? I mean, are you saying to yourself, you know, I can definitely do this to this guy?
I do, you know, I got respect for both of these men, but you know what? I'll just say it right here. I'll wrestle circles around both of them. I don't freaking care.
Jake Carter going for an armbar. Gonna try to angle himself, pushing on the down on the temple of Adesanya, smothering that nose a little bit, giving Adesanya more to think about here as he tries to flatten out. And oh, he's just gonna try to have to get his leg over. No, Adesanya though. Yeah, I mean, are you impressed by the wrestling of Adesanya, or are you just thinking, oh, if that's against me, he's not doing any of that?
Yeah, I am kind of impressed, but it's not the kind of impressed that would out-wrestle me. That's just it.
Jake Carter, though, finding much more success with the takedowns and the wrestling in this fight than he did in the first fight, though. In the first fight, he took Adesanya down like once or twice, but he could not keep him on the floor.
Adesanya is just leaking all over the place.
Yeah, this is a very different, just circumstances in the first fight. I mean, first fight, Adesanya, he was picking Jake Carter apart, defending the takedowns. Now it's like Jake Carter, I guess because he's being more liberal with these takedown attempts, and he's kind of setting up, setting him up with strikes, acting like he's going to strike with Adesanya, and then he just shoots for the takedown. And it's a pretty good strategy. I think that's the difference here. Yeah, I mean, wow, I did not expect Jake Carter's wrestling to trouble Adesanya. Oh my God, but there's that head kick that you were talking about. There's those kicks. He's hurt. Jake Carter hurt again here. That's the danger. That's the danger. Every second you're on the feet with Israel Adesanya.
Like I've said, he can get you horizontal, he can get you vertical. It don't matter. If he hits you with something, you're going to get rocked.
Israel Adesanya ends the round. A dominant round for Jake Carter, but ends it once again with rocking the challenger. 1 round left in this championship fight. Jake Carter, Israel Adesanya, and Adesanya leaking.
Fight, it's fucking bad.
Yeah, what a fight. I mean, just back and forth. All fight. Ladies and gentlemen, final round, UFC Middleweight Championship. Can Jake Carter make history? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! The reclining right hand from Jake Carter! What the hell did we just see? Jake Carter makes history, ladies and gentlemen! 3 divisions, 3 knockouts, 3 championships in the UFC. A kill shot, bang! The reclining right hand from the Canadian Machiavelli. What the hell did we just witness? The history-making shot. Jake Carter has done it again. Jake Carter has knocked out Israel Adesanya, and he is your UFC middleweight champion. Oh my goodness!
The boxing was the final answer.
Just like Anthony Chandler said, it was the one shot. The one shot that put Jake Carter in the history books as a 3-division champion, the only man in the history of this sport, the history of the UFC, to do so. Oh my goodness, bang! A Superman punch Adesanya went for. He left himself exposed for only a second. And if you look, Jake Carter, look at what he does after this. He's moving back. He's ready for a counter shot. He didn't expect that to be the knockout blow. He's moving back. He's moving his head. He's angling himself, expecting a return fire from Adesanya. But then Adesanya just goes down like he got shot in the line of fire. Bang!
It was the shot, but it was also the added momentum that Adesanya was just running at him too.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that. I mean, Adesanya was in the air. He hadn't fully come down yet. I mean, if you look at it from this angle, he hadn't fully settled, and like he was on his toes still. He didn't exactly get back to the balls of his feet, and that definitely added to it. You're absolutely right. Adesanya's own momentum worked against him. That's that craftiness of Jake Carter. That's why they call him the Canadian Machiavelli. He uses your skills and your tools against you.
You see how far that neck snapped? That shot could have snapped his neck, bro.
Jake Carter, ladies and gentlemen. Bang, look at that. Oh, man. His neck contorted with that shot. And that...
Oh, that's gnarly, bro.
Oh, that landed right on the jaw. Israel Adesanya knocked out by Jake Carter. Look at the stats here. 9 minutes of control time for Jake Carter. 9 minutes. And how many strikes? He almost landed 400 strikes there in this entire fight. Jake Carter, what a performance. But 2 judges still had Israel Adesanya up. Jake Carter needed a finish to win this fight. That's crazy.
Jake Carter is the definition of a super fighter.
Absolutely. I mean, just think of the legends he slayed. Anderson Silva, Canelo Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez, Rafael Dos Anjos, Tyron Woodley, he has beaten a who's who of combat sports athletes, and now he adds Israel, the last stylebender, Adesanya, to the list with that reclining right hand. And I know he likes the seats that recline, so, I mean, goodness gracious, he might be on first class trip. Oh, he's already home. He's already here in Canada, so he didn't have to go far for the after party. But
I'll probably have those seats that reclined in the after party.
Jake Carter puts it away, makes history here tonight in front of his home country, in front of his fans, his family, everyone that has supported him along the way in his UFC journey. Jake Carter, what do you think? Does Jake Carter retire on this note? Does he call it a career right now? I mean, holy shit.
You know, he could very well retire, and he has nothing more to prove. He's done it all. If he retired today, I bet he would be happy about his career with just that.
Jake Carter, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ. I mean, obviously, I feel for Adesanya. Well, I mean, what are you thinking, though? Because Adesanya and you and John Jones, the three of you, I mean, he was going to fight both of you, and now you two are fighting each other. But now what are you thinking about Adesanya as an opponent?
If Jake can do that to him, he's not going to want to know what I'm going to do to him. So you best stay in your lane and stay where you're comfortable, buddy.
Alan Snyder, not one to mince words here tonight. I mean, you're the CEO. You work with Autumn, the matchmaker. Just off the top of your head, what do you think is next for Adesanya? Does he get if Jake Carter doesn't call it a career, does he get a rematch against Jake Carter, a trilogy fight, or do you want him to work his way back up to the title?
I'm kind of mixed on that, because I know that Dana White liked to hand out, title rematches. I'm the type of guy that if you lose, you work your way back up. I don't think you should automatically get a rematch right away. I think Adesanya should win a couple more fights and then have that rematch.
Well, another question for you.
Yes.
You saw what GSP did tonight. Does GSP get a shot at the middleweight title next?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he does. And that's exactly what I'm going to book. That's going to be the next fight between them. That's going to be it.
All right, middleweight championship. George St. Pierre might have a date with his fellow Canadian Jake Carter inside the octagon. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm Aaron Snyder. That's Alan Snyder. What an event. What a show, ladies and gentlemen. The first UFC of the Alan Snyder era. And what a night it has been. Some of the greatest performances in the history of this sport, in the history of these men's careers. You have any closing comments?
I believe that this was, this had to have been one of the greatest cards that I've seen, and that's saying a lot. We've had some really great cards, but this is up there with some of the top ones that I've ever been a part of here. And there's one thing that we got to do right now. You know what I'm thinking of right now?
Oh, you're thinking of the big W?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Wow! Jake Carter, baby!